Xander leaves the table.
Victory.
Just as a forewarning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am indeed pinging this out to several of my friends who are huge geeks, so that way Matt will get some views and we can entertain the masses.
That's
Um,
absolutely allowed. However, I don't have chat open because I'm a big dingus. Let me
No.
open a new.
If it could handle it,
Um,
I would have Twitch chat open, but my
with,
laptop.
with your permission, can I just drop the link to your Twitch inside one of my massive Discord servers?
Yeah, as long as they're okay with you dropping it, I'm okay with you dropping it.
Oh poop. I'm not sure if I'll have to clear that with an admin, but anyway, I'm just gonna send it to at least the 6 people I know of who want to watch.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I don't care who sends it out and where you put it, as long as you have permission to put it where you want to put it. Where is my freaking chat, dude? Chat,
I don't know.
chat, chit,
Chad.
chit.
Oh, that's not Twitch.
I'm gonna DM.
That's not chit. It's
Alrighty.
over here. When the night.
So,
Wait, no, copyright.
so last time on.
Digimon.
Listen, Digimon is low-key a lit anime.
Digimon is such a banger.
All of you would try and say something.
Dragon Ball Z.
Hadsy, let's go. Thanks for watching. Where's... I'm going to report myself.
Yep. Nothing like telling a story with a fine glass of
Whatever this is.
So we're gonna go ahead and summarize what happened last week. And by last week, I mean last session, that was like 3 weeks ago.
That was a couple weeks ago, actually. Cupcakes, what up?
That's sorry. That's so distracting.
I'm sorry.
So last time we found our intrepid crew amongst the village of Rumbleshack, where they were assaulted by a quick goblin raid, which they almost thwarted, but due to the luck of the draw with a goblin boss casting a wall of force, deterred you long enough for them to get away. It was then you found what their intentions were to take the children and try and transform them through some sort of ritualistic means into goblins themselves, to then lose their mind to the madness that is what the Fame Ravagers process for enhancing the ability of said goblins. Fortunately, our team was hot on the trail. After Steve and other members of the band
Steve.
couldn't figure out what things were, didn't realize that there was a portal hidden amongst with an illusionary terrain wall, where our heroes were able to enter into a goblin stronghold. After setting off many traps in the very beginning, alerting all of the goblins that they were there, from there, our team pushed forward and fought and valiantly defeated every single goblin in the place. Nothing but splattered piles of bones and flesh and blood against the walls through a unique use of, I want to say it was Shockwave or Thunderclap? Thunderwave. Saving the few children from a horrible fate. They were able to rescue them all. All but one. And
Don't look at me like that.
you know you did. Upon finishing and saving the last of the children, our heroes gathered in the what seemed to be treasure room of the cave when we last ended. So, it is now end of combat. We open up to our heroes standing before 2 chests and a bunch of goblin parts. What do you wish to do?
Ooh, I could do something really dumb.
Have we determined that both chests are not mimics? Because I have a feeling that would happen at this point, knowing our luck.
Just an aside, since we're not really looking at anything right now, I'm gonna turn off the camera because it's flipping out.
Yeah, it is not liking us right now.
It like kept like trying to autofocus, and it's like,
Well, maybe because it's wobbling.
no, it's not on.
This seems strange. Chests in the sacrificial.
They weren't in the sacrificial.
Oh.
You guys, you ran through
Through it.
the altar where they were kind of meeting. That's where the big group of the goblins were and the goblin boss. From there, he ran off to the side and hit a couple of stones that seemed to be a hidden wall to then open up into a treasure room, which then also had another advent wall that he escaped through to what was the original.
Hello,
sanctuary
chat.
chamber.
Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna talk over them for just a second. You
I'm gonna
guys
go
can
to one
say
of the
anything
boxes.
you want now, because I have now pulled up chat and I can see you.
roll
So
to
feel
attack.
free to talk away. I will do my best to relay any messages you have for the rest of the party to the party. I'm gonna join them again. Thanks.
I can actually get to it. I think it's a +4. Yeah, it's a +4 out of 18. So that is 17 to kick a chest. A wooden chest, not somebody's actual chest. That would be mean. After all the people I've obliterated today. Should I add my proficiency bonus since it's an unarmed attack?
Do you proficient with unarmed attacks?
I believe so.
Do you have tapping problem?
No, I don't. So that I'm
Dino, Dio, Dinny,
mind.
Dins. Thanks for watching.
So,
Had
it's straight
Z,
17.
Scotatius,
Without
and
strength?
Soraya. Thank you guys for joining.
13 with no modifier.
That's what I'm saying. You said it was 17
With the strength
with,
modifier.
with the strength modifier. I'm just confirming something in my
DM guide.
Consulting the book.
consulting the guide since it's in front of me. But,
And by
I'm
by
pretty
guides he
sure-
means gods, cause he's the narrator.
I'm consulting with the guides.
You guys are all chest.
Yeah, you're all in the room surrounding.
I'm just debating.
I think that's
kind
Watch
of
us break mishandle.
I'm gonna be full honest. I'm probably distracted by one of the bits and pieces of a goblin, just like poking at it with my beak.
That's right. I forgot you were basically a tiny chicken.
Yeah, so at this point, you're essentially pecking at the eye of one of the beheaded goblins.
Is it
I think
squishy?
you just hear, you pecking at it?
Bark.
Is that all about right?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Do I feel any judgment glares?
You only get one judgment glare from Davin, who walked in with you.
I look straight at him and go, Steve.
He just shakes his head like you bastard. No, so since I couldn't find it easily, I will just say yes. It's a wooden chest with a metal lock. You kick the ever living crap out of it and crack it.
Okay. Crack the chest or crack the lock?
The chest. Upon inspection, a little bit, since you kicked it right there, you notice you could have broke off the locking mechanism.
I'm satisfied that it's not some sort of creature. I'm going to open the chest.
Right. So you proceed to go to open the chest. As you do, it swallows you whole.
Rip.
No, but
Well, we're boned.
inside you find a small hoard of copper pieces, silver pieces, gold pieces, and some really shiny platinum pieces for some reason. And a couple of products inside. You see a dagger,
Hmm.
and you see some clothes of some sort, of a greenish tint. Um, you're not quite sure since it's kind of folded up inside.
Hmm.
I
We're gonna
become
inspect the
instantly
parade.
more fascinated by the shinies.
I poke our giant friend. Do you mind if I take the whatever the fabric is?
Go ahead.
Alright, I pick up I move to pick up the shirt. DM, what oh powerful DM, what can you tell us about it?
So,
By that I mean what role do you want?
no rules are needed.
Okay.
You open it up, and you find that it's a cloak. It's got green adornments along the hood, as well as a well-crafted, intricate leaf work, almost sort of leather work, over the what would be the kind of neckline. And then you have beautiful gold inlay, really fringing the edge of the cloak as it was, flowing kind of elegantly. It seems to be a very well-made cloak.
Okay. I turn to ask Dobbin, do you know
You're
is this
so
guy
loud.
anybody in town? Does this look familiar?
Darwin just kind of says, "Not really. It's here. Not really. It kind of looks like a cloak of some kind, but I've not really seen anything. It looks kind of fancy. Might be worth something, but to me, it's just a cloak."
Fancy worth something.
I shrug and I put it on.
Okay.
You immediately die.
So you go ahead and put on the cloak. Go ahead and mark that down. There's still another chest in the room.
Okay. Anyone got thieves' tools or something of that nature?
Kick it again.
I'm gonna look over at Norvar and just like wink.
I'm like staring at the architecture of this game.
Unnatural 20 to kick the chest.
Kick the lock clean off. Old wood, nothing too fancy. Seemed like a rapscallion chest that they might have scavenged from one of the locals. But you kick it clean off,
Excellent.
and inside
Is
Teeth.
a brand new Porsche.
this is mostly silver pieces. There's lots. It's a bigger chest. There's a few smatterings of gold pieces inside. But inside you do see a rod of some kind. And you also find a pair. Let me confirm what this looks like before I describe. Thank you. I want to say it is a parapet.
AJ, could you repeat what the object was? I'm sorry, I had to switch to the boosted Wi-Fi signal. I lost a little bit there.
It's a large veiny rock.
It is a
Okay.
necklace of some kind, almost like a pendant. It is interesting on a nice golden chain, a almost alabaster and porcelain hand clutching on to a golden ring, which affixed is a red gem, a ruby, in a almost heart-shaped cut.
Does anybody have detect magic?
It's girly.
I repeat the question. Does anybody have detect magic?
Ah.
There is. The camera on?
No, and I can put them on.
Alright. I'm just gonna sift through the silver pieces, kind of.
I say we take all the money, pool it, and then we figure out what to do with it when we get back to town.
So, this is what the necklace looks like.
Move back toward it a little bit. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Well,
So with that, what do you guys want to do with it? All of it.
I say we pack it all up and figure out what to do with it when we get back to town, because it's dark in here. And really tiny.
Yes, I would agree.
This is a very, very shallowly hiding cave.
You can
I'm
buy
tired of
lots.
bumping my head on the ceiling.
I will nod and give an affirmative scree. Just. "Wah."
Does anybody have a big enough bag?
I mean, how heavy are these chests?
No. Well, the problem is you just basically shattered both of them, so we need a new container.
Well, he broke the lock on one, but the bigger one is full of a lot of coins and a couple of small pieces. So
I mean, I have a backpack.
it's
Same here.
you might want to divvy it out just to spread the weight because it is it's not a small amount.
All right,
To
let's
give you an idea,
let's start divvying then.
all right.
Sounds fair.
Inside, you find 800 copper pieces, 9,000 silver pieces.
Holy Mother of God!
That was a really big chest that the silver was in. There's 2,700 gold pieces, 140 platinum pieces, and mixed in with the gold, you find a pouch of gems.
All right, let's give the gems to Dobbin so the townspeople have something they can recoup the damage we did last night while fighting the
gems-
goblin hordes.
There are 10 gems worth 50 gold each. So that's $500 you're giving them. Or 500 gold you're giving them.
Okay, wait a minute. Group vote. Do we give them all the gold pieces and we keep the rest?
How many raw gold pieces were there again?
2,700.
And each platinum is worth what? 100?
That's like 500 is probably enough. 500 gold pieces is probably enough to fix the damage.
Yes, but
Hold on. Let
2,700 gold pieces.
Well, hold
go ahead.
because here's something we should consider. These are poor people. What are they going to use the gem for?
Drugs.
I don't think it will work well as currency. So-
Fantasy heroin.
Hey,
Why don't I take the gem, and then we'll divvy up the gold in a different way.
wait a minute. How many gems are there again? 10?
10.
And how many of there are us?
Why
Five
don't
left,
I
yeah?
take all of the gems?
Everyone gets 2 gems,
Roll
and we
charisma.
go from there.
Yes, roll charisma, Jake, is a great idea.
I agree.
What am I rolling? Persuasion?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. 15.
Roll.
Hold on, I gotta counter roll that one.
Yeah, whoever's gonna counter roll it, counter roll.
Oh,
I'm not smart enough to notice that he's trying to convince
I'm
me.
gonna keep the 15, but I don't want a legitimate roll that doesn't.
Oh no.
I fail.
But would that be a charisma save or just a charisma check?
Charisma.
Would we insight check? Wisdom?
Or deception.
Oh, no, it'd be deceptive if he was lying. So it's just you have to use your
Oh, it's not
insight.
persuasion?
Insight.
So it's,
Just
it's,
see what
it's
it
an
is.
insight.
So.
Yeah, I'm persuading, I'm not deceiving.
Whoa, he's going for a persuasion check?
You already rolled it. What was it?
I got a yeet.
You get a 1?
No,
No.
a fuck is a 1.
Oh, you got yeet.
Yeet is a 20.
20.
On my weakest roll.
So you look and you can see through the bullshit that he's just trying to do. So like, what were your what was your
You
purpose of
didn't
the
do
game?
very much work
Hold
here.
on to the gem.
So that's what you glean. He just wants to hold on to the gems, maybe for his own sake, maybe not, but you don't know. Don't know how comfortable you are with the situation.
Just in my fancy red coat and my top hat. Just like, yeah, why don't I hold on to the gems, guys?
Well,
I would like to hold on to all of the platinum.
Oh no.
You don't know my backstory.
For
Brian, what did
140 pieces of platinum, you're not even gonna be able to walk.
Brian, what did you roll?
I rolled a 2 on your persuasion check, which I thought was an intimidation check, so I'm not even sure if it's valid.
No, I never
No,
did
it's
intimidation. AJ said deception.
it was
Deception.
slash persuasion.
Deception/persuasion doesn't matter. It's the same value for me.
Oh my God, I will re-roll then, because I'm a dumbass.
Well, no, you rolled a 2.
You want to
just
keep
add
the roll even though I rolled for the wrong check?
Yeah,
You didn't roll
Alright.
for insight?
it was insight. That's what I told you to roll for. So you just add your insight modifiers.
Oh, hold on.
2 plus.
0.
I'm still assuming that you didn't pass because he rolled a 15.
I mean, I didn't pass because I'm just like, fucking what? He wants all the gold? You fucker.
No, he wants to take the,
No, I want to
gems.
hold on to the gems, not the gold.
So,
Exactly my point. I'm too pissed to notice what's going on.
At this point, Davin kind of steps up, and he comes and says, "You guys do know that most of this is probably from the village and other neighboring villages. You guys did a lot of work by helping us catch this and deserve a fair cut of this, but a lot of this is probably the livelihoods of some of the people back in the village."
Just, I
Man's
agree.
got a point.
I'm gonna
Again, you guys did all the work. I feel like I helped out twice. So whatever you guys decide, but just know that's my thoughts.
I'm gonna step in front of him and look at the group and say, most goes to militia,
He's good.
and then look back at
Bird
him.
has a point.
Wait, what do you say?
Most goes to militia.
Because it's they who did the fighting and some of the dying.
All right. Let's put it all in the big box and let's bring it back to town, and then we'll see what they want to do with it.
I mean, we're still getting paid for this, so.
I mean, we're getting paid for all the goblins we killed anyway. What was it? 50 gold pieces a pop, or was it 10?
25.
Well, we have 6 heads.
It was 25 gold. We have 6 heads.
I don't know what the bounty was.
Hold on. You guys dump. I take the small chest and I pour what's in there into the bigger one. I'm gonna go scrape up what looks like a couple more goblins, if that'll be acceptable for a trade for the bounty, and
You can certainly try.
then our big hulking friend who's still hunched over. Let's have him just carry the whole thing out, and then he and some of the militia guys can lug it back to town, and we can go from there.
Yeah. If it's any less than 900 pounds, I can carry it.
Holy crap! DM, how much does this chest weigh?
It's higher than that.
It's probably a little bit higher.
Okay.
It's
All right. Group carry then. Forget what I said.
This
I'm,
big.
I'm gonna. Okay. I have an idea. I'm gonna take out rope from my pack, and I'm gonna tie it around the box, and we're gonna drag the thing, or we can all carry it.
Isn't
Davin just kind of looks
Paladin?
over at you guys, kind of confused, just being like, I mean, you do realize that they're just going to requisition most of this unless you guys take your cut now, right?
So we're not getting paid then.
You wouldn't get nearly as much as you think.
if we take some now, it'll be lighter to carry.
That's true.
Because
you guys did earn a fair keep of this, but if we give it back to my bosses, we're gonna have to separate a lot of that amongst the townsfolk, and we're gonna have to go and vote on that. Adjust. So that's a lot of it will probably end up staying with us.
Question.
Answer.
How much does platinum weigh per piece?
About the same as a
Turducken. Gold piece.
just like a regular like $half in physical weight. So that's like what, a couple, like an ounce, 2 ounces.
Not even an ounce.
Okay, so here's my second question. Does 21 sleight of hand scoop all the platinum under my feathers?
It would not be all of them.
Can I at least get half?
I was gonna say you get about 30.
About 30? I'll take 30.
Can I roll perception to see if I see Toblin doing that?
Did you actively roll a stealth check? Is that what you did?
I did a sleight of hand.
Raise that hand. What's everyone's passive perception?
11.
14.
You see Toblin walk up, go near the chest, kind of look at the coins, and you see a quick flick of the hand, but you don't really see much.
I can't believe my charisma's 1.
Yep.
All right, then I have a proposition.
I'm open. I'm all ears.
I wish to leave this place.
Let's just take the platinum and turn the rest over.
Well, I want some gold, fam.
So just to give you an idea of how much is there is, let's see here. There's what, 10 coppers. Let's just put this up. 10 out of 100. So there's,
Quick maths.
yeah, I know, right? There's about 3,000 gold pieces worth. In total, 3,700. You're 600. 3,600 plus 1,400 is, just to break it down into gold. There's 5,000 gold pieces in total, actually almost equal to the T. 5,000 gold pieces worth of stuff. Plus the gems, which is 500 gold.
Oh.
So how do you guys want to separate? That might be easier to track. How much do you want to separate from 5,500 gold?
I want to take.
Did you already take my 30 out of that?
I did not.
Take my 30 out of that.
That's plus 300.
So 4,700.
5,000.
Oh, 5,200.
5,200. How many platinum pieces are left?
110.
120. Or
You-
110. 110. You're right.
110.
You're right.
Well,
What if we take the platinum pieces, which comes out to about 1,400, and that leaves
Well,
everything
1,100.
else?
You guys don't know that they're missing.
I'm still operating on the assumption that they're all there, but in this case, he still has his cut. So
I
technically, my math is not wrong.
don't care about anyone else's opinion. I'm taking 200 gold and 100 silver. For myself. Add that to my inventory.
So now we're down to 500 gold pieces.
That seems like a more respectable number. Stuff.
I mean, if we can take as much as we want, I'll take 100 too.
Take
102 gold pieces.
102. Just take 100. Or take 120, 150. Come on, man.
Don't play games.
300.
Wait a
gold
minute,
pieces.
hold on. I have a proposition.
300 gold.
Go.
You guys take whatever you want out of this, but I get the bounty on the heads.
That's still only like 100
6
Yes.
heads. That's 150 gold pieces for me, and I leave this alone. Is that a fair deal?
I'll just take 1,000 silver. No, not too much. That'd be a problem.
That's
I re-
100 gold.
Yes,
I
I know.
require funds for new equipment to make the clan ready. So, okay, that came out
You can take
completely
10 platinum
weird.
for 100.
I did not mean it like that.
More platinum for more gold.
So I'm guessing
later
this
wait.
is getting nowhere? Okay.
Okay. I think
I already took my shit. I'm done.
So I'll take
So,
half of the platinum.
so who has not taken their share yet?
You.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
Then you guys take whatever you want out of this, and I just claim the 6 bounties off the goblins we still have the heads from.
So is there still platinum left over?
there's 55 platinum.
I will take the
I-
rest of the platinum.
I hear him say that we need to take our share, and I go, "Meow," and I reach in and take 200 gold.
All right.
And I get all the bounties from the head. Nobody objects.
I do not.
Nope.
No. All I know is my money is stacked now.
So who's taking the rod and the medallion?
I'll
Oh.
take the medallion.
And there's a dagger. Who's taking the dagger?
Dagger.
Dagger. All right. Write down the dagger.
What's the run?
The rod is something that if you guys are gonna stay here, does anyone want to focus in on it, try and gain some knowledge of it? Who's got Arcana?
I got Arcana.
Wait.
Yes.
What the hell?
Well, I mean, you guys are just gonna. You've been here for a while. You just have to take 20 minutes to kind of understand it.
Oh.
So you're taking essentially like a short rest.
13.
Oh, okay.
So if you take it, whoever's gonna take it, just tell me who's taking it, so they can.
Never
do
mind
short
then. I thought you were asking for group check. My bad.
rest. No rules. You're just essentially attuning to it, but trying to figure out what it is.
I'll hold it.
So this is what the rod looks like.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
There it is.
Okay.
Alright.
Please open that.
So
I haven't.
whoever was
probably-
attuning to it, I will go ahead and read off what it is.
Is me.
This is the rod of the Pact Keeper, a +1 weapon. Must be attuned by a warlock.
No.
While holding this rod, you gain a bonus to spell attack rolls and to the saving throw DCs of your warlock spells. The bonus is dictated by the rarity. It is a +1 Rod of the Pact Keeper. In addition, you can regain 1 warlock spell slot as an action while holding the rod. You
Holy
can't use the property again until you finish a long rest.
Permission to Arcana check the medallion I grabbed.
Hold on.
It's not a card check. It's just
Could you
as well.
potentially could someone type that into Discord? Like if they go on their phone and just type it, cuz I didn't get all of it. I couldn't hear it all.
I mean, if you were here in person, I'd just give you the card.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not.
But you're not. I'll take a picture of the back and send it to you.
Thank you.
Yep, so that is what you find there. So who? I want to use your names to make sure I'm getting them all right. And keep getting them right. Isaac,
Yes, sir.
you take the time to look closer at this medallion, and you kind of get the understanding that while you're wearing this item, you are immune to contracting any disease while wearing it. If you're already infected with the disease, the effects of the disease are suppressed while you wear the pendant,
Okay.
and that's what you get from that.
Doesn't he also have a cloak?
Are you gonna take the time to look at the cloak, or are you gonna give that to someone else? What do you want to do with that one?
My own words have caught me.
Spend another half.
All right. I want to take a look at this cloak once we get outside and get under the sunlight. I already said that I'd just take the bounty and nothing else in the chests. So, who wants it? And I hold up the medallion in my hand with my head hung low.
I grab it.
Alright. Mark it off.
What does the medallion do again?
It is called a parapet of health.
Parapet.
That's spelled P-E-R-I-A-P-T.
Spell again.
Parif? I don't know. I don't speak this language. And it's you're immune to contracting any disease.
Hold on, wait a minute. Still writing medallion.
Hmm?
Immunity. What?
Any disease.
Disease. To contracting any disease.
Disease.
Including lycanthropy. Or vampirism. Or undead syndrome.
Right.
Oh, a skunk just went by my open window. Oh god.
Uh-oh.
It's like I'm not home right now.
Anyway,
If
so
disease suppresses the disease before wearing it. So that's good for that. You take a look at the cloak, and you take the time to almost attune to it to understand what it's doing, what the functionality of it is, and you identify that this is the cloak of Elvenkind.
okay.
While you wear this cloak with the hood up, wisdom checks made to see. Wisdom / perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity / stealth checks to hide as the cloak color shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
As I examine this cloak and I come to this realization, I say, where was this when I tripped over every trap on the way in earlier? Oh wait, it was in this box.
Pretty much.
Okay then. So, we ready to go? We're gonna drag this chest out there for them so they can take the rest of the goods back and I get my bounty payment?
No. Let's go.
Alrighty. So what you've left over is 800 copper, 9,000 silver, and 2,000 gold. Do you want any of the gold since you're only taking 150 worth from the bounties?
Alright, I'll take another 200 pieces just to cover my butt. Okay.
Alright.
What?
So there's you guys can pack everything up. Dobbin looks at you guys, kind of gives you a nod for what you guys took. He dips his hand in, takes out more pieces.
Oh no. What have we done?
So
We
you've
just
left.
embezzled
It's
so
called-
much money.
It's called Ancient Commons.
And from there, you all haul it out, and you meet up with the other team that went to the other passengers to be there. So from there, you're in the forest, surrounded by 6 other guards that are part of the hunting party, and the captain's island, of course. So you guys go ahead and head back to town. With
Alright.
4 children and 5 in tow. I believe. Actually, let me confirm, Mr.
Hello,
Has the
Twinkle. Hello, Had Hadsy.
and Good Notes.
Soraya.
You only saved 4 of the 5.
Or Soraya.
Yes. One of the children was missing.
Wait,
No.
there were
no, you
4
guys-
in the thing and we pulled the 5th guy out of the tank.
That's right, you did save him.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
I did lay on hands.
And you laid on hands to stop
How
that.
dare you underestimate my power?
See, I wrote 4 on my notes. That's on me.
Yeah, there were 4 of them at all. That's always.
Yeah, the 5th one was the one that was missing.
There were 4 in the cage. You saved
So you did manage to save all of them. Oh, nope. I have my notes. It was 4 total. It was 3 in the cage, 1 missing.
You fool.
And that one we pulled out of the tank, so we did get all of them.
So you did get all of them. Kids are still a little shaken out, a little nervous, but you've mostly calmed them down since you've got Mr. Showman over here. Nora keeping them happy, and them really confused about a talking bird.
Bah?
So they make their way back to Rumbleshank, and from there, your gold is divvied out for your bounty. So you collect that other 150 gold for
Isaac.
Isaac. So
I'm gonna
Isaac's
put
collecting
it
it.
straight in my pot.
No.
I eyed the bedazzled stranger carefully and was like, you know the deal. You agreed.
The Martinez looks over what you've brought back. Yes, thank you so much. You've done our village a great service. We can't thank you enough. This gold will be good to put to use to help rebuild and build up our defenses and pay back from the people that have lost from these horrible attacks. We'll have a town hall in a couple of days to discuss. But thank you. You've done us a great service. Do you guys have a name?
I just scream, pansy bitch.
Martinez. Really?
No, please excuse the strange bird. Do we have a name? I feel like we were just.
I can say Invincible Company.
I want to imagine Tobin starts to yell pansy bitch. He gets through pansy, and I just hold his beak close. Like, don't embarrassing.
4 men and a chicken.
Pansy Invincible What?
No, the Invincible Company.
The Invincible Company?
If everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Hurdigablur.
I've got no. I don't see a problem with this.
Okay. Alright, well,
Hurdigablur.
we really appreciate all you've done for us, Invincible Company. It's a mouthful, I might just start calling you IC, but thank you. You've done a lot.
All part of the line of work. For me, at least. I don't know about my companions.
As the Martinez is letting you know and thanking you guys, you could hear out in the courtyard. Billy! Oh my god! Oh! I'm so happy you're here!
I feel like the name that I came up with and I changed my nickname to in Discord's better. Norvar and the rest of the gang.
You guys can argue about it as the game goes
Nah,
on.
the Invincible Company.
So from here, the day is yours. It is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, maybe we should long rest.
And level,
That's an idea.
level up, so to speak.
Quote unquote level up.
While we're in town, I'm getting ready to rest. Is there any shops nearby?
There's a couple basic ones. Yeah. What kind of shop are you looking for?
I need armor.
Good luck with that.
Don't really have an armory or an armor, but you do know that there's a novice blacksmith by the barracks.
Okay.
Blacksmith.
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 Are we all going to start talking like Sean Connery now?
I would like to go there, sir.
You go there.
Go there. Change it, not
It's
still.
on the far side of the town by the giant barracks. And by giant barracks, it's a 3-story building, no bigger than most of the other buildings. But a little bigger courtyard.
Smithy, I need a set of armor. The thickest you can make.
So many C's. As many C's as you can put in there.
You walk toward the garrison. You can hear shouts. Hop to, get over there! Doing drills, just working out their normal form. And towards the back, you can just kind of hear ting, ting, ting. And you hear a roar of a fire. Ting, 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 ting. So you head over to the sound and find a local blacksmith working on a small sword. You reached out to contact him. Didn't hear you. Continue doing his work.
How far away am I at this point?
You're probably about our distance. He's just looking away, looking.
Smithy! Hey! Hello?
He's kind of startled as he's getting yelled at from behind. So he kind of puts his tools down and then turns around. He's like, "Hello there. Can I help you?"
I was trying to get their attention for a while.
Well, you just said Smithy. I mean, I have a name.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
And for my people, our professions are our names.
Okay.
So, Smithy, I need your assistance.
I mean, my name's John. Last name is Smith, but fine. What do you need?
I need.
I walk over and I'm just like, chicken. Like with a thumb pointed at myself.
You're chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken.
He's the finest chicken in the entire continent.
Just kind of looks down nervously at the chicken. And by chicken, I mean Choglin.
The talking bird.
Right. This is getting to be an interesting day. So what did you need?
I need the thickest Urus you can smith.
Bok bok, indeed.
I really don't do armor. I just kind of fix the weapons and kind of do minor repairs.
Well,
I can try and craft you some armor. It'll probably run you 200 gold pieces.
less.
For intimidation.
Oh, let me get my characters. Oh shoot! Back on.
Wait, 200 gold for what? For armor?
For
What kind of? Are you asking for plate, right? That's the thickest.
Yeah, heavy armor, plate.
Oh my god. Sorcerer with heavy armor.
I can do it.
HP. Yeah.
Damn it! My character sheet's freaking out. Perks of not having an online character sheet is that you can
That's
choose
why paper is.
right.
I just
Intimidation.
have a PDF. So I'm
Well,
fine.
I have a PDF.
Yeah, but I would like the in between.
I have a +5 modifier to intimidation.
And your total is?
8.
Because he was a dumbass.
Lower.
F's in the chat, boys. F's
Hold
in
on.
the chat.
9. No. 11. I didn't roll an action that time. Take whatever one you want.
200 gold pieces, and I can make you chainmail. It's gonna take a while.
F-f-f-s.
'Cause I have
That's
to
how I
go
read
and
that.
switch across.
Jump in here real quick. Be like, you see, dear John, you said your name was correct?
Yes.
We have been on a great adventure, and I was wondering if maybe you could provide my friend here with some sort of discount. I'm gonna roll for persuasion.
Yeah,
I just treated him like shit.
15 again.
The price is 200 gold.
Fair enough. Good luck.
I'm gonna roll persuasion now.
It's gonna take me about a week.
Can you give me a weapon?
I can give you a weapon that I can make within half a day.
How much?
What are you looking for? I've got long swords, short swords.
If
I've made a couple of specialty
if-
weapons before. I typically, I can make most martial weapons or
Long
weapons.
swords are versatile. Like, give me one or two handed.
I can make a versatile longsword. Yes.
How much? For that, particularly.
For the longsword, is there any specific customizations you want to it to make it look fancy? Because you seem like a fancy boy.
I'm writing that one down.
Clearly, like, upset by What's a
like
milk drinking? I quickly stuff my foot
How
in the mouth.
long has our giant magic using friend been gone at this point?
He and Norvar walked, and Toblin walked there. It's probably been about. It took him 30 minutes to get there, and this has only been like a 5-minute conversation
Yeah.
so far. About 35 minutes.
I'm gonna start walking over there because I'm wondering what the hell's taking him so long.
You are so
You
loud
also
again.
need to back up like 2 feet from your microphone.
What sort
Can you do
of
that,
modifications are you talking?
Well, I've made it so you can use.
Rest
the
in
hilt
peace,
as
the
a weapon.
headphone
I've made it
users.
So you can have the handguard weapon. It's other occasions if you want me to make it flared. If you want, I can make it a wave blade.
I'm gonna keep it classic.
Okay. 50 gold.
50 gold.
50 gold. And I get it done before the end of today.
I'm gonna pay for that and for the chain.
Chainmail will be done in about a week.
Is that your way of me telling me that we're not gonna be here in a week?
Depending on what you guys want to do, you just have to come pick it up.
Never mind, I'll just take the weapon.
I'm gonna look at my sundial on my wrist.
All right, so that's going to be 50 gold, and you get yourself a long sword. So it's 1d8 slashing, and versatile is 1d10. So two-handed is 10.
Okay.
That's my battle axe. Only it's a sword, not an axe.
Nothing ever described how my rapier works. I've just been using it, not explaining that it cheats until my ringmaster's game.
I mean, I still have the mysterious ninja sword on my back.
True.
Yeah, you just have a straight katana hilt sticking out slightly from your feathers.
Well,
That's
there's the whole katana like scabbard too. Like the whole sheath is there.
Yeah, but you have that underneath your clothes, don't you?
No, it's above my clothes.
Okay, then yeah, the whole katana is just sitting there.
I also forgot that I can use my rapier when she has a weapon. No, it's more like it. I hit you with it like a club.
Oh, true.
Does 1d4 damage.
Wonderful. Looks made out of
Bonk.
cash, so I'm ready to go.
I'm not with you.
How long was it gonna take for the sword to be done?
Pretty much the rest of the day.
Which means we can go back to the long rest.
So it's about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you meet back together. I'm assuming you guys are meeting at the tavern.
Probably.
Yeah, and I'm big hungry, so I'm gonna go and just like point at the person behind the bar and then point at my belly because I don't have the words for food yet. Just be like, bar, bar.
Are you feeling sick, little bird?
I'm gonna jump in and says, you see, he's a bit hungry. He doesn't know words particularly.
Hungry.
As well.
Oh, okay.
I will clap and go hungry as I point to Norvar.
Well, we have simple food, a meat platter for a little bit more.
Meat platter for a little bit more, and I'll flick like
I'm gonna-
2 gold at
I'm
him.
gonna do deep planner.
Meat platter.
Yep.
All right.
What are the other options down here?
There was a kind of a like a small salad and kind of vegetables, you know, a basic dish with some bread, and then there's more of like a meat charcuterie board with some little bit different. It's not cold cuts; it's warm cuts. So it's kind of like a barbecue thing with some chicken on it.
So like a
Little bit of-
pitmaster's.
Like a
tray.
pitmaster tray, yeah.
Okay.
But it still has some crackers on it and some other things and some cheeses with the bread.
See.
So it's about a gold piece per meal for the fancy. It's 10 or 5 silver for the basic. That's
So
just because they juice that stock.
I'm
I-
gonna get the big
I
for the one.
I did flick 2 gold at him, so I'm covering myself and Norovar.
No, fuck.
All right. Thank you much. Thank you kindly. That comes with a glass of ale. So I'll bring 2 ales. Unless you prefer a.
I literally
Glass of
don't
wine.
even know how to read that.
I'll take the simple fare and ale.
You got it.
And ale.
5 silver.
Mine will be superb for me.
Glass of wine for you.
The straightest liquor.
Please no.
Grabs a bottle from behind the counter. Cracks the cork and pours
Ah,
a fresh glass of their finest spirit.
we celebrate tonight.
That'll be
Just don't
2
do
gold.
anything stupid.
Huh?
That'll be 2 gold. Hands you said drink. As I take a drink of the drink I just poured.
Excellent.
It's a full glass, Mike.
So,
Speaking of which, get right there.
That has a really good sound over the microphone, just letting you know.
It really does.
But, but you didn't go.
No.
Not imagine. You're supposed to try and kill him.
Like, I almost want that to be a notification sound for the channel. Just whoopunk.
the uncorking.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I probably won't do another one of these without a glass with me, so. Not a bad idea.
How about you, Isaac? What are you up to?
Are you having a
Well,
meal as
I thought I caught up to the group, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, no, you met up as they were on their way back.
We're all in the tavern.
You're all
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just grab something simple to eat. There's not much that I want to do, really.
All right, so you grab your light salad with some bread, some cheese.
Yeah, nothing too flashy.
All right, that's 5 silver.
Can you break a gold piece?
Sure can.
Alright, here you go. I give him 1 gold piece.
All right, he gives you 5 silver back.
Great.
Imagine if that wasn't a thing in medieval times. Not gonna win the exact change.
Exact change only, sir. How dare you? I come into here with just 50 copper pieces. So some kind of peasant.
You know,
from
you
Jewish
can only-
understand.
You can only pay in copper.
That would be the worst. All right, so
Only take the finest stick.
nothing much happens. No one wants to fight you at the bar.
Good.
Thank God for that this time.
Kind of keep clear of your gigantic friend.
As a small aside, I don't eat using knife and fork. I just literally get it with my beak. Just like barf, barf.
Like the chicken,
Smashing his face.
like a chicken with seed.
This is ridiculous. But I love it.
Shit, he wasn't kidding when he called him a chicken.
Barf.
So at this point, the night goes by. Not much. You spend the time. Is anything you guys want to do at the tavern before you head to bed?
Sleep. I'm gonna sleep before I sleep.
I could go for some Z's.
Yeah, let's go count sheep.
All right. So
Oh wait, there was one thing. The dagger.
oh, do you want to focus it on that while you're at the bar?
No, up in my room. Oh, down in my room.
Wherever your room is. Okay.
Yeah. I go to my room and I take up the dagger to look at it. And figure out what-
Between his feathers, he'd
So
use
everyone
them like
starts going to
fingers.
And getting there, ready for an afternoon of or an evening of sleep. You spend the next 30 minutes or so just kind of looking at the blade, getting used to it, and
Just,
kind of
you
trying
know,
to identify it a little
peck
bit more
it to
and get
death.
comfortable.
Big bonk.
You find that this blade is enchanted. It has a simple enchantment. It's a +1 dagger. So it's +1 to attacks and +1 damage.
Okay. Do you have the book? No. I just need the distance for the dagger.
Dagger, actually, I'm open right now.
You guys are in for a real
It's
treat.
1d4 piercing.
I have a
and
secret
range
thing that
is
happens.
20
Well,
and
not really
60.
secret, but I have a thing that happens
It's,
every time I
finesse
long rest,
skill,
so
so it's a simple melee. So if you have
get ready for that.
proficiency, you get +1 as well to your attacks.
Alright, thank you. Alright. That's what. Yep,
All right.
not bad. Could be worse.
As you all gather in your collective rooms, a night of pleasant rest catches most of you. Toby.
I'm very glad you said most of you.
Toblin,
Yes, sir.
as you slumber, you drift slowly into darkness.
Typical.
Your mind going blank and an open expanse of nothingness floating there. Not quite sure if you're in trouble. It's almost peaceful how you float amongst the void. As you sit there, wondering how long it's been, in the distance, you can see a light porcelain face, no bigger than the size of your thumb, slowly get larger as it comes closer and closer, and it in and of itself expands until it is a massive form in front of you of 30 feet. Staring over you, a hand comes up and holds you. Also, dark black feathers holding you aloft while looking at you. Machada, you've done well. I'm proud of what you've done, seeing as far as you've come. I'm really excited to see what more you do. But never forget what your purpose is. You are mine, as I am yours. Go forth with this new gift I bestow upon you. At that time, you look down in your hands and see your tome, your book, shift a little bit in your hands. Your eyes roll back in your head and a blast of information comes through. You now officially level up.
Sick.
Have the skills thereof. Anything you'd like to say? As you're in her hands, looking right up at her. I was really for that.
I'm going to say, you seem like a fancy boy. And then I'm not done with you yet. And then just
What was that?
and then I'm not done with you yet. And then
Okay.
with a smile. Like clearly I don't mean that in like a malintended right, yeah.
Yeah.
Malicious.
Mm-hmm.
She looks onto you and says, "I know what I want. Now go." She removes her hand, and at that time, you can see and almost feel a glint of happiness inside, kind of smirking at your comments as she softly lets you go back into the void. And as you float there, you'll come to consciousness the next morning. Next person. Norvar.
Oh, I'm excited. Let's
So-
see how you take this one.
That
alright.
that wasn't the surprise I was hoping for you guys to hear about, but that was a happy surprise for me.
Dreams aren't pleasant.
Oh, they never are.
Your dreams keep you awake at night. But not so much to be fully awake, it's almost like you're in a trance. Like
Hmm.
it's interesting. You weren't quite prepared, but yet you were. You knew it was coming. And in your dreams, you stand mighty in front of a crowd. A massive circus tent looming behind you. Nothing but joy and glee emanating from you. At that point, flames start trickling around the edges of the tent. As it builds and builds, you find yourself trapped in the center. You can't move, you can't go anywhere, it's stuck. You're still, what am I gonna do? As the flames crawl ever higher, roaring into an inferno. Everything's burning, turning to ash. The groups of people that you brought together for this, you can see burning and suffering. As you go to reach for them, you're stuck and locked into place. You go around and reach and try and help, do whatever you can. But there's one man holding you there. Standing there, looming over you. Piercing, looking you down in the face. Come for you. Stop. You'll never find
And I'll never stop until I do.
Is that right? At that point, the flames rush around you, dissipate this figure into ash. As you wake up from a half-cold sweat.
Sick.
Welcome back. You missed an awesome dream that I
Particularly
had.
fond of that memory,
Rats.
of that dream. But it pushes you further. It furthers your anger and your. You now officially level up.
Nice.
You
Good hell.
Torlo. You wake up more well rested. You find yourself not in the room you were before. You're in a tent? In a garrison? You look around confused.
What the heck?
Then it comes to you.
Fountain.
This is where I was 6 years ago. Before I joined the order. Before my mentors. It's at that point.
I really
my
intended
mentors
that
were
squawk
crazy. I'm so sorry, I just read it. was
to
saying
be like
something
I
about
was the bad
hair.
guy holding him there.
The group walks up to you. Done good, kid. I'm proud of you. You've really come into your own. these people that you're partnering with, they need you. I think you can do a little better. There's a little something that I'm gonna save it for you. Gives you a pat on the shoulder. You feel invigorated, like, wow. Almost the knowledge that he's trying to pass on you comes into you, and kind of shake that feeling, like, wow. Looks at you in your eyes as you're kind of shaking it off, puts his hand on your shoulder. Hey, now do us proud.
I will, master.
And from there, the vision slowly fades, the tent dissipates, the field, the garrison, nothingness. And you awake, well rested, officially leveling up.
Cool.
Isaac, you have a very peaceful sleep. Relaxing, remembering your childhood days and not really giving too much of a care. Staying in the woods, hanging out by the waterside. From there, you can almost hear the wild mother call to you, but not with a normal voice. No, never with a normal voice. She always gives signs. A gentle breeze on the wind with a warming, positive tone. Clear skies, bright sun, invigorating your happiness. Envelops you. You take a deep breath. Exhale.
Soraya, is it 2 a.m.
You feel
for
more
you?
in tune with the nature around you. You feel closer to the earth, to the water, to the sky. Almost a deeper understanding is formed. And you wake up from a very restful sleep. Officially leveling up.
Thank you, sir.
And Skywatcher. You have an interesting dream. You're traveling with some companions. Friends.
Dice.
You're going down a long winding road. And as you get closer, you come to a fork in the road. Some of your friends going off to the right, encouraging you to follow them and go with the path. But then someone that you remembered at the bar is encouraging you to go the other way. Better yourself. Do something different. Don't be that guy.
I knew you would say that.
You swerve gently off the trail and follow that path. As there you almost feeling a bond, an understanding of this person. Someone you think you've only met once, maybe twice before. Not quite sure, but you remember what they could do.
No.
And as you catch up, you can feel the energy coursing through you and the knowledge
I don't want you to
of
miss
your
this.
chosen path. You wake up feeling well traveled, a little bit different. Shake off a little bit of the stress from sleeping on a smaller bed. Had to shove two of them together, but your feet still hung off.
I'd imagine he slept with his feet on, but his head was up to the headboard, so his head's like this. And just like
That's where you wake up, that official level up, and do that thing that I hopefully described well enough in the.
Yeah.
I am especially humbled, Soraya, that you're actually watching my
now
stream
morning.
at 2 a.m.
We're all
It's not stupid. I'm just
mostly catching up with each
so
other at the same time as
humbled, and
morning
I
comes
appreciate it
around
greatly.
8:30. What would you guys like to do?
well, my modifiers are in the positives now. Yay!
Almost all my
You-
For the first time in a long time, like long time, Toblin wakes up and he isn't screaming in Celestial.
Well, that's nice.
Let's know what that language was. Matt.
He said it last time.
I did say it was celestial, but it was ancient celestial, so you didn't pick it up.
I'm gonna head down for breakfast.
I will do the same. I'm really pissed off.
With that chip on your shoulder this morning.
I go down. I toss. I put 5 silver pieces on the counter. I ask the barkeep for something I can eat on the go, and I ask him to point me towards the stables with the biggest horses in this town.
He points you at the barracks. And then are they in the garrison?
Mm-hmm.
And he hands you a
Yes,
dish of
screaming in
a couple
Celestial.
of eggs and a
You
piece
heard
of
that
toast,
right.
Which is
Are the eggs hard boiled?
No, they are scrambled.
I use a knife and I shovel them onto one piece of toast. I slap the other piece of bread on it, and I eat it in 3 bites. And I walk out still chewing.
Nice.
Toblin struts out of the room and down the stairs like a Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
And I'm sure Norvar would find that especially weird.
Yeah, we're complete opposites this morning. I'm pissed off, and you're shitter.
Quick question.
I'm
So,
gonna give you a side.
it's just on the village going to?
What the fuck is your problem?
It's you're level 4 now, so
Yeah.
if you go to your
I would
page for
absolutely,
your
like-
character, which I forgot what yours. What's your class again?
Paladin.
Paladin?
I would
You're
love
Paladin.
for
Yeah.
this character to be like super fleshed out. This is my most
I think it's a village.
proud character I have.
Checking unless you got something else coming up.
The
Oh,
first
yeah.
time I've ever
Yep,
played a
so
game
your
past
fourth
2
level, you increase
sessions.
one of your ability
Yeah.
scores by 2 or 2 by 1.
Also,
I just needed confirmation.
I think the stream is very podcast worthy.
I don't have my book.
Like,
Yep, gotcha.
you can just turn it on and listen to it for whatever.
What I'm going to do. Now I go down and get some breakfast, but simple fare again.
I'm
So
gonna
I give
have
him 5
breakfast.
pieces.
Slowly.
Five
I'm
silver
just
pieces.
pissed off. Just punched over. The dreams happen so many times. I'm no longer afraid. I'm just pissed off.
What's
Do
the
you want the fancy piece?
Sure.
So it's a gold, you get bacon.
Nice.
No.
You get a hearty 5 slices of bacon.
I will
And 3
retract
eggs.
one of my gold pieces.
You mean subtract.
Toblin is going, or I am going to go up to the bar and, like, in a very strange way, be like, my dear, and put, like, 3 gold on the table. And just be like, hungry. Like,
Kind of looks at you, is like, oh, okay, thank you.
I want him to give me, like, the most food that 3 gold can get me.
So he'll kind of look at you and be like, so you want 3 specials?
Rah!
All right. Sounds good. Hey, you want your eggs any special way? I've got scrambled, boiled, and sunny side up.
Scrambled.
All right.
He's a bird.
Goblin and I, this current moment, are truly rocking a group.
Gentlemen, I shall return. I must grab my laptop charger.
If you would
While
like
you're
to know
sitting
what's
there,
happening,
he
their
delivers
first 2
a
sessions
bowl
are
of
actually up on my
9
YouTube channel.
eggs of scrambled eggs,
youtube.com/
a
whatever.
loaf of bread,
But it's youtube.com, and then you can search
15
Otterwalla.
pieces of bacon.
And on my channel is the first 2 sessions of
And
this
just comes and says, "All right,
this game.
eat up, bud."
They're rather long. And then he just starts slamming his face yet again into the plate, eating as much as he can.
Just
Barm, barm.
everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Little, like Gallagher splash zone going on.
Yeah.
All right, so you all had breakfast.
Yeah, I'll have what he got.
Go 3 eggs.
I can't wait to further level
How do you guys do that? Even from here. What would you guys like to do? You've eaten. You're well rested, leveled up.
With modifier.
Have
You
we?
got- you did your health click, right? You did your
Yeah, I went back to full health. Oh no, I did not add that.
You also had 1d8 or 6, depending on.
10, I think.
Or yep, I think it'd be 10 for power.
Yeah, I think because
1d10 plus Constitution.
yeah. So I have to roll, or
Yeah.
can I roll? Okay, roll
Did
1d10.
we? Did we get that sword from the smithy?
No, no.
He delivered that last night.
Okay.
Here we go.
So you do have your. Jake, you have your sword.
I do?
Yep. So you have one longsword.
DM, would you like me to explain what I'm doing at these stables for both our Twitch viewers and for the benefit of the rest of the group?
I know what you're doing. Just go ahead and go do it.
Oh wow, 10.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Nice.
I have a strong inkling.
Well, there's some detail I might as well share
Yeah, go
because I
ahead.
haven't shared this with you.
Toblin's doing his best to not pay attention to anything but his own happiness right now because it's been a long time.
So, while I'm at the stables, Isaac the Druid, Isaac, am at the stables. I'm going through my notebook, which basically looks like what people would assume today to be some kind of biology textbook. There's just like one page, there's notes on each one, but it's the wolf that's mine. That one's the one my older sister uses. That one's the one my younger sister uses. God forbid I ever gotta use that one. That was my grandfather's beast shape. That's the one my dad used. And I keep going, and there's a few other random animals in there. And then I pass one and say, reef shark. Haven't had to use that one in ages. I finally get to a blank page, and I'm effectively watching the war horses in the stables, and I'm detailed sketching them from multiple sides and trying to get an idea of coloration and all that. I don't know what the guards are thinking, as this dude's just literally drawing pictures of animals in a little book. But I don't care. At one point, I get down to the last bit. I'm looking over the stall edge and making sure I'm getting the hooves the right shape and the legs and all that. Look it over one more time. Shrug. Snap the book shut. And I turn to head back to the tavern, assuming the rest of you are still there.
I'm gonna have to keep if there's a chapel somewhere nearby.
I have 3 specials to finish. I'm still there.
Yeah, he's definitely still there. He's partway through the first one.
Anyways, chapel.
Yes, we do have a place of worship. Is there a specific god or goddess that you are looking for?
Well, what's that in this town?
Well, we have Bahamut. He's the platinum dragon.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and then show you what the gods are, just in case you haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
Come over there. I don't have any. Yeah, this is his last fight, so.
There was also
Yeah, so these are counts they'll have the Dawn Father there. We'll have the Wild Mother and the Platinum Dragon are kind of the most common. You have a couple others out there as well, like the Moon Weaver, the Mother of Raven, Matron of Ravens, Law Bearer, Knowing Mistress.
Do they have any
Light.
war gods here?
Hmm?
War god.
Yes, that'd be the Allhammer. So the Allhammer is also known as Cord,
Okay.
I believe. Let me confirm. Knowledge
Raising
war.
my strength.
This
This is strong parents.
might not be you. You might be more of the. Let me double check.
Although I can make people believe that I'm strong.
Yeah, he was intimidating.
This might be more your.
I don't need just persuasion. I don't need to prove how strong I am. I could lift that cart with one finger. I don't need to prove it to you. You can just know.
Sounds good.
27.
So I asked him if there's one of the Stormbringer. Is it?
Yeah, they
Stop
believe you.
Stormlord. Do you have a chapel for the storm?
No, we're much too small. The nearest chapel I know of for the Stormlord is probably up closer towards the monarch.
Hello, Celeste.
What's the
Welcome.
platinum dragon?
Enjoy the
Platinum
fun.
Dragon is kind of like the lofty, but he is one of the few of the prime deities
Okay.
that helped shape some of the land and remove some of the evils, such as this,
Okay.
helped overthrow his evil sister, Tiamat, also known as the Scale.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those two. 'Cause they're basically the two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, Bahamut's the good. He's basically like the father of all metallics, and Tiamat, or the Scale Tyrant, is the mother of all chromatic.
Okay.
Bahamut is a giant dragon. Can we?
Platinum dragon.
Okay. What was that?
Bahamut's actually a giant dragon. I've played Final Fantasy, please.
Yeah, well, he's
He's a giant dragon in D&D too.
yeah, he's also a giant platinum dragon in D&D.
So I'll just go to the
Perfect.
Platinum Dragon chapel. Worship.
He's a good guy in D&D.
He's a good dragon in Final Fantasy as long as you tame him.
Bahamut's.
Alrighty. So,
I go there to worship and be thankful. All the things a paladin should do.
While they're doing that, I'm going to go out in a safe space, start a fire, and burn my quarterstaff. It's sort of a triangle ritualistic.
What?
You don't want to sell it?
No, I'm gonna burn my quarterstaff.
are you gonna take the
I have the long swords.
casting element out of that? Your focus, your arcane focus.
No, I'm like gonna make.
I think that makes
me
this
take
way
my
better,
back and burn it
Soraya.
with the fire and burn it like that. Conventionally.
The focus?
I think he's
No, no,
asking,
no,
are
no,
you
no.
taking the arcane focus out
out
of your
of the
quarterstaff?
quarterstaff.
No, my arcane focus is never in my quarterstaff.
It was. You put it on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did when you were in.
You mounted it to the top, so you
I
didn't have
took
to.
it. I have it on a necklace.
You took it off and use it as a part to your staff. So you.
Oh, well then I'll take the focus off.
it's
that
like
I don't know why we're arguing this. Just take it off the damn quarterstaff.
I must have been real drunk last time. Wow. I don't remember that.
If I look back at my logs, I believe yes, you were.
So yeah, I'll take focus out and burn my quarterstaff. For sure.
Alright, you go ahead and do so. Are you doing it out in the field, trying to keep it somewhere safe?
Yeah, it's sort of a private affair.
You go ahead and do so.
Have I returned to the tavern yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
I want to set the scene. Isaac. So you basically walk into the tavern, and at the table it's just me and Tobin. Tobin has like 3 things of food almost on the first one. And I'm just there slowly shoveling food into my mouth. Pissed off.
I look around the tavern and I see a bird eating with glee, our fancily closed friend eating his
Where actually else would
feelings.
it happen? Aside from the tavern.
Yeah. You're all just sitting
and
there.
I open my mouth, I'm about to ask, and then my mouth shuts. I turn over to the tavern keeper, I give him a gold piece, I'm like, for the room last night, here you go.
Alright, thank you.
And I'm gonna go pop down to this weaponsmith that everybody's talking about after seeing this sword that my compatriot was walking around with.
It's a simple long sword.
Literally the first 15
Well,
minutes
I
of the
still only
first
have a
session.
quarterstaff and a dagger, so I'm gonna go check in with them anyway.
First 15
Alright,
minutes of
back
the.
up 2 feet from your microphone.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You're
Sorry.
only speaking the microphone.
Here we
Slightly.
go.
Yes, that's better.
First 15 minutes of the
Sorry,
first
I've had to
session.
rotate my entire
we got
setup
into a
around
bar
my room so I
fight.
could get to a power outlet. I apologize.
Be like 2 to 3 feet from the microphone.
So what do you guys want to do?
Immediately,
you wanna go
bar fight.
buy a weapon, I'm assuming.
Yes, if he has one available.
Yeah, I mean he's got simple swords, one-handed. He's got a couple of broadswords.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. That page.
Would he happen to have a pole arm hanging around?
Hence why the first episode on the
I
channel
don't believe I have a pole arm.
is called
Okay then, never mind. I'm
Bad
good.
Rolls, Bar Fights, and Depression.
I think most polearms fall under martial, and they're mostly metal. Which
I thought they were simple because you get them when you can.
He has a pike. He doesn't have a. I can't remember. He just said a pole arm.
Rich channel.
Okay, hold on. Let me double check something here.
Yeah, they want us to do
The Jews block.
I'm trying to remember if I could get away with using a pike right now.
It's a martial melee weapon, heavy two-handed.
Okay, not just yet. I need to skill up a little more.
Right. No weapon for you. No weapon.
No weapon for you.
Please.
Weapon Nazi. No, so no worries. A couple of you guys have things that you want to get done. Some people have
eat breakfast.
things that they want to do. What do you guys want to do as a group? We'll see you all came together after your morning rituals. What do you want to do?
Well, was there anything else that anyone had needed doing immediately after we finished here?
No.
Because my,
Well,
my work is more or less, I gotta go around and sort of make a dent in society, and then I go back, and then they give me some kind of big grand poobah type of quest that I gotta do. So
I'm just following Noravar.
Oh shit, I have to choose. Yeah.
wait, where's the next? What's the next large town?
The next day. Isn't they, aren't they, the town folks having a town
We
hall?
are
like next to-
here.
We should go west.
So you can go north to the city of Amman.
Capital.
It's the capital. Someone's been watching there. It's one of the capitals of Taldore. So
We should go to where glory is most likely to find us. Work is sure to be had in the capital.
I don't know what direction I'm supposed to be going in. Because I have my own shit that I'm doing. Like, I don't know.
you knew from. Oops, I'm sorry. I clicked the thing. My bad. My bad. Stream. So where you had your thing started outside here.
Was I just going to every nearest, like, town and city? Just following the trail?
You were going here. You met over here, towards the
Yeah.
lower part of the dividing plains and north of Singorn. You were on the trail,
Sorry,
Mhm.
chat.
stopping at the post
I forgot I can make that bigger.
on your way to Amman, where you guys
So then, yeah, I
stopped
guess
here.
we'll go to.
But isn't there like a town hall the next day about how the villagers might divide? Shannon thing?
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
Oh, I see.
We get our cut. We're good to go.
Fair enough. Just bringing it up in case there was a point that someone
So we
was.
set out north.
So you head out north. The city of Amon.
Toblin knows exactly which direction that is.
Someone just kind of points, and everyone just kind of looks at him like, "What?" And then of course Norvar just nods his head, like, "Yes, yes, we're going north." So you're heading towards Amman, the capital city. It's about a day and a half's journey to get there from where you are, and then horseback. You guys have horse.
Isn't that what Isaac
Well, that was a
doing?
fun notification.
I wasn't acquiring horses at all. Did you listen to what he was doing?
He was drawing pictures of them to be able to.
Isaac is going to turn into a horse.
Fuck. This man goes to freaking to the barracks to do a freaking art class session and doesn't get.
I'm sure the guys didn't get the horses. Besides, nothing wrong with hoofing it.
Yeah. A fine athletic
Well,
challenge.
I guess we're
gentlemen.
freaking walking then. Jesus
It's
Christ.
gonna be a 3-day journey to get to Amman.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I can still at least turn into a horse.
I find out this information and I go, oh, for Christ's sake.
Who's Christ?
Who's right?
I know, I need to put a different god in place of that.
I will also look very, very,
But for Bahamut's sake,
I will look very pointedly at Isaac and just go, Steve.
I shrug, walk outside, and turn into a horse.
wait,
He's just like, whatever.
wait a minute. We can use the star advantage. Hold on. We need to find like a cart somewhere that we can use.
I never said I would not assist all of you in traveling to the next destination. I just didn't bother to pay out of my pocket for horses
Listen,
for the rest
we're
of y'all deadbeat flat.
Bye, Hadzi. Thank you
we're
so
getting
much
a
for
cart,
stopping
though,
by.
because I am not
I
riding
appreciate
with
it.
other people on the
I hope
back.
you enjoyed.
How long does B-shape last?
Have a great evening and
Not long enough.
be
Or
fantastic.
you
Stay
know,
amazing.
y'all could just go buy your own horses.
I also no, I don't do that shit. I also,
Then walk.
Walking.
I also don't see him turn into the horse, so I'm just like looking around like.
I climb on top of Isaac.
You do so.
I'm 300 pounds.
You do so. Okay.
Hold up.
So you turn into a
Strength check to see if I throw him off.
A what?
Strength check to see
Are
if
you
I
gonna
throw him off.
throw him off? If you're not gonna let him on, roll a strength check, both of you.
Should I roll animal handling?
Your animal handling for you. That's good. Good point.
No, wait.
Okay, I'm +1 animal handling.
19.
21!
Oh!
You're mine, bitch!
Moment, I want to walk outside and be like, oh, Skywalker.
Wait a minute.
you are-
Hold on. Does he realize that Isaac is the horse?
Yes.
Do I realize? No.
Does does he realize that I'm the horse?
Yes. He watched you come outside because he was kind of standing outside grumbling.
Okay, I can live with that.
I'm supposed to
Skywatcher.
roll Isaac.
Skywatcher. Did you say "you're mine now, bitch" out loud?
Yes, yes.
You didn't hear that though. You're inside shoving your face full of eggs.
Are you telling me that this man, who's 300 pounds, didn't just jump on a horse, scream "you're mine,
Wait,
bitch"
so-
loud
so
enough?
Does Isaac become the weight of a war horse, or is he still his own weight?
He's wait, he's B-shaped.
Okay.
So since I have assumed the B shape of a war horse,
Roll a perception check.
You're my bitch.
Good job. You are cool.
Like animals versus primal.
What'd you get? Toblin?
Matt?
What?
Are you there?
What?
Roll a perception check
What am I rolling perception for?
to see if you heard what he said.
Ooh, that is a clean 6.
Oh no. So you're sitting there gobbling down all the eggs and go to crunch on some bacon. All you can hear in your head is the crunches as you chew on the bacon.
Damn it. I really wanted that line.
Can't win every battle.
Yeah, so
That's fine.
a comedy of errors this has been trying to leave town.
Am I almost done?
When I see Skywatcher jump up onto the Isaac, even though I don't know it's Isaac, I'm gonna be like, oh, Skywatcher, you got us a horse. Now we need to find a cart.
This noble steed will be quite loyal to us.
I shake my head, and then I go to leave town with just Skywatcher on my back.
You gonna do what?
I'm just gonna start walking with Skywatcher. Let's go.
Alright.
Am I done eating?
Yes. It takes another about 5 minutes for you to scarf down the rest of it, but you do it.
All
As
right,
They're picking up and getting ready to go.
cool. I didn't want to be left behind because I decided to order 3 specials.
I feel like though you can't eat all of it because of how you eat. You can only eat as much as you can.
Yeah, there's still like scraps all over the plates,
Yeah.
but like the big chunks of everything are missing.
So I come back from town and see the scene of hilarity and just face palm and go, am I really doing this?
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Yes, exactly. That's my whole point.
Alrighty, so you all get your provisions, get everything, and start heading off to Oman.
Yep, we head north.
Alright. How would you guys like to head that way? You can go double pace to try and quit your speed. That'll give you a cut off about a day of travel, but you'll face a point of exhaustion if you don't stop and take breaks.
Hold on, I need to double check one thing real quick. Continue though, gentlemen, your discussion.
Well, I'm also just walking normally. I mean, we get there when we get there. We might find something fun along the way.
I nod along because I don't really have anywhere to go, but I'm just following orders from the people around me who seem like they know what they're doing.
So gentlemen, after about 2 hours of me spitefully changing into a warhorse,
Changing.
you see me shift back into a human. Can I illustrate this, AJ, or?
And get absolutely flattened.
So you're with this, so yes. Please
Okay.
do describe what happened.
So as you see me just going along, I've slowed to a trot because I'm realizing I'm kind of running out of time. And then all of a sudden, you see just this big blur as the horse, like, magically poofs, telescopes back into just the front half, and I appear. And then, like the cartoon character that runs off the cliff and then realizes gravity exists. Skywatcher's just in the air and immediately lands on his ass. And I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about the limit on that. My bad. And I offer him a hand to help him up.
I'm gonna whisper to Toblin. How did you do that?
Brr.
It's fine. I knew this would happen eventually.
I just say, Isaac, I didn't realize you were this far ahead.
Oh yeah, you don't believe in magic.
Yeah, I don't believe in mystical magic.
Years of learning. I'll explain all the mythos another time.
No, Isaac, our druid, turned into a war horse, and Skywatcher had jumped on his back.
At this point.
As you make you're about 4.5 hours on your journey. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've seen a couple of groups go by, a couple of carts heading not in the same direction, but going back towards the town, as it is a stopping point along the way towards Singbourne and towards Kynel. So you're gonna go ahead and roll a perception check.
I need my dice.
So this is
8.
Gentlemen, that is a 16.
15.
15, 16, 8, 6.
2.
Ooh.
I'm dead. I know it. Nice knowing you, buddy.
So you don't catch much.
Until the arrows hit us.
So 50 arrows go right in. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, come on.
No, but
There were enough arrows to block out the sun.
average day, nothing too far off in the distance. You gotta go ahead and continue as normal. So you guys will continue moving forward.
Wait, nothing happened?
Didn't see anything. Just looked like an open day.
At 15 perception, I saw nothing?
Just a quick check.
Ah, okay.
So, didn't see much. Some birds here and there. Mostly clear skies are before you. You can kind of look off to the corner and you can see a little bit more towards the Great Dividing Plain, which is more in the center of the map. You guys there. Kind of streaks of clouds running by, rolling blue sky, nice green fields, smattering of hills and trees on your way. But you're continuing to head down the trail.
Okay.
When the DMs die.
Go follow it.
The DM, I would know.
Yes. Yeah.
So you guys continue on, unencumbered for the rest of the day. You make it about a good third of the way there. Getting towards the evening, you guys want to stop, make camp before, just based on your training as a soldier before, you know that it's always best to stop a couple hours before there's no sunlight. To go to camp.
Yeah, I agree. Gentlemen, this seems like a good spot to camp out for the night. Who wants to take first watch once we finish setting up?
I'll do it.
Thank you, Master Druid. Alright. And then who wants to take second watch? Thank you, Skywatcher. And I'll take last. Alright. Well, setting up camp, gentlemen.
I have a tent, I don't remember.
You have a traveler's pouch.
Ooh, I have a tent, baby. I'm gonna set up my tent.
I'm just going to set up my table.
I'm going to assist Norvar with setting up his tent,
Nice.
as his tent is also my tent.
Yeah, I got a bedroll and a blanket.
That's unusual.
That's fancy.
Well, yeah, I'm a fancy guy.
Fancy boy. Okay, you guys do anything special for camp?
I have something I want to do on my watch, but Ryan's watch is first.
Alright. So you guys are just setting up tents, keeping just a normal watch, physical watch?
I know it doesn't mean anything, like I don't get any special effects, but I'm actually reading my book.
Okay.
It
I'm
doesn't.
going to read a letter that was on
Yeah, reading my book doesn't do anything yet, but I'm just gonna do it to do it.
Okay.
Just so we're clear, Toblin's like Neo, right? Imagining in like the dream, it's just like I know kung fu.
Alright. There's what our boy looks like.
A boy? No one?
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't have like,
Just something I'm thinking of. Maybe we should go over who our characters are
My
at the end of tonight's session for those of our viewers on the Twitch stream.
my cutie Kenku.
I was gonna say, Toblin, you should, because I see that your info's on the Twitch stream. We should have all of ours on the Twitch.
I should. It's hard to fit everyone's information though.
Yeah, we have to figure that out.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe you and I can put our brains together and do that.
yeah. I'll sort it for next session.
Alright.
anything happening on Ryan's watch?
Ryan, want to go ahead and make a perception check for us?
Would you guys
Yes,
think
sir.
that would be helpful if I put all the information on the screen for everyone to see?
Wait. $15.
15.
So loud.
Alright.
I'm also 3 feet from my microphone. If that's still loud, I do apologize.
No, it's fine.
So,
I just have
here?
I have a headset on, so it's like extra loud for me.
Yeah.
So at this point, you go through your watch, continue watching the tree lines. You pull off far enough away from the road that you're not, a major kind of sight as you guys have a small fire going, keep warm. The temperature was starting to drop a little bit. You are on a coast after all. So,
Still nippling.
so as you're going through your watch, you hear something. You hear a rustling in the brush nearby, in the under tree growth. You hear a large snap as a twig breaks. Keeping an eye.
That's actually perfect,
watch
Soraya.
the fluffy little bunny skips past and skitters and makes a lot of noise as it runs away. That is all you see on your watch.
Okay.
Relatively uneventful.
Okay.
Next watch.
Can I add a piece of something?
Sure.
My Sentinel Raven is around us. I keep forgetting that he exists, I'll be honest. But he is just like perched up in a tree.
So you want to describe what your Sentinel Raven does for everyone?
So in this instance, while it is within 100 feet of me, it can awaken me from sleep as a bonus action. So he's just like an alarm. And he doesn't need sleep, so he never sleeps at all, and he can awake me as a bonus action.
Is it like a familiar?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Bird Sapling.
That's kind of why I picked
Alright.
the Raven Queen.
So who took on the second watch?
Me.
Alright. Go ahead and
Cool. How big is the camp radius wise?
well, how many tents do you guys put up? You put up 5 tents? Or did you put up 4?
I just have a bedroll.
These are the bedrooms.
There's only one tent, I believe, which is this mine. That me and Toblin are sleeping.
So you have a bedroll pulled up close to the fire.
Yeah, I got it.
Bedroll. Okay. So it's not very big.
Well, I don't.
I told you.
I have
I'm used to
I
it.
know.
high resistance to cold, so I don't care.
So it's probably no bigger than this room.
Okay.
Relatively small. 1 tent, fire pit, a couple
So,
players who sitting around the
I'm
fire.
assuming Isaac probably has night vision. I don't. So what I'm going to do is
I do not have dark vision.
You don't? Oh, okay.
I'm a straight up human. I am not a half elf or anything fancy schmancy like that.
Get turned into a horse. He's
I will explain the wild shape principles to my friends who are viewing the stream once we get to the end.
Cool. I question whether or not I want to do this. This would be more hurtful than helpful, though. 3 foot of fire is 60 feet radius.
The light is about 60 feet.
I am going to every minute. I am going to cast dancing lights outside of the range of the fire because I have 120 meters of range. I'm just gonna have that sort of like on a tree line or something like that to illuminate, like rotating around the camp.
There's any globules of light around the camp?
Yeah.
It's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, just
You do so, but it's relatively bright.
right. So pointless.
Roll a perception check.
15 plus
With advantage.
With advantage. 16 plus perception. 15.
15?
Yeah, I have a -1 perception.
Let me confirm here.
He's stuck in the path.
So notice nothing?
So, you do catch kind of glimmers of things happening, but almost towards the end of your extra additional spell range. A little bit out of your sight, but you do catch something. Something almost glimmers in the distance.
How that happened recently.
Oh, by the way, when I came in here, there were 2 deer walking across the street.
Really?
It was kind of dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's what it was.
But back to the you do catch something, right? A glint of light bounces off of your globule of light.
Ooh. Strange.
Yep.
You want me to roll investigation?
You just be getting up to investigate, so as you get closer, you investigate.
I'm going to take my horn out and have it ready in my hand. The instrument's horn.
Okay. In case you need to call for help.
Alrighty. You start heading towards the sound, or where you saw that light.
Mhm.
Go ahead and make an investigation.
Cozy. You for this? It's been a while since you've seen something this low. -1.
Did you roll a 1?
Now I rolled a 2. My modifier is -3.
Eee.
Couldn't go fast. When you
See nothing. Think it might have just been maybe a glint from an eye of a little creature running by. Don't really see much.
I watch her as the guards and freaking them.
The globules of light go out before you recast.
Nice knowing you.
I can still cover my own escape if I have to. What I should have done was just cast fog on the camp instead.
Does a 19 hit?
Yeah, but they would have disadvantage on us. Yes.
You done for now, boy.
Bye-bye.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as you start heading back as the glorious of light
No.
dissipate. As you're walking back, a dagger comes through the trees and embeds itself in your back.
Oof.
At that point, you cry out, Toblin, your sentinel bird picks up on this because they're just within 100 feet.
Yeah.
So you are awakened.
Yeah.
By your familiar.
I am.
alerted to them.
I'm gonna do what I typically do whenever this happens, and I punch Noravar as I jump out of, like, roll out of the tent. So I'm just like, whack, and roll.
Are you intending to do damage or are you intending to jostle him away?
Jostle him awake.
Okay.
10 points of damage.
Well, he's hitting you, so it'd either be a point of damage if he wanted to hurt you or you're awake.
But fine.
If you want to roll a Constitution saving throw, go ahead.
But it won't count.
No. I'm actually curious now. You brought it up. Constitution saving throw.
Whack.
17.
You don't wake up immediately, but you kind of grumble and go, "Leave me alone,"
Alright.
as you go to move. So you're not quite restful sleep, but you're still mostly asleep. At this point, I need Jake.
Yeah.
And I need Toblin to roll initiative.
Yes, sir.
7.
It looks like a 1 from here. I was like, dude.
It,
1
it's
says fuck.
it's whatever you roll plus your dex modifier, right?
Lucky for me, my dex modifier is 0.
13 for me.
I invested in the fighter class.
Damn it.
No, I can just have like, and I have defensive fighting style, so if I get actual armor, I'll have an AC of 19.
Listen, I can turn the saddle off a horse.
So, I have a 7 for whom?
Me.
For you.
13 for Toblin.
I'm very hungry.
I am Chris. Nice to meet you, very hungry.
So,
Aha, aha.
I'm hungry too with a dagger in my back.
What smells like red meat?
You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. Why?
I'm
Because you
hungry.
should be.
And I'm bleeding.
What is the effect for?
Oh, hold on.
Andrew's trying not to kill me, right? I feel like.
No, I'm trying to remember what initiative was.
Do not ever assume that the DM is trying to keep you alive.
No.
Plus- The total had 13, right?
Yes, and the Raven has a 6.
Is it weird that I have proficiency in 5 skills?
I don't think so.
I was like, no, that's pretty normal. I have proficiency in 07 skills.
I have 6. So, but 2 of those came from my background, some of them came from my race, and some of them came from...
Oh, damn. I had reactions I could.
Shane. Well, it was a surprise attack. You couldn't have used it.
Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty. So, first round, Ben has rolled high, so they're going first.
The what?
Man,
What?
Key?
Bandit
What?
key.
I'm
There.
Canadian. Are you?
That's just how Yu-Gi-Oh! Glitched.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the fun.
So I'm not exactly sure where this is going to show up on this, but I'll have
If you stay relative in the center.
Boy, I'm about to explode some motherfuckers.
Nani the heck?
So this is a tree. Just put in the trunk there so you can see it.
That's a beautiful tree. That is so far off the screen I can't see it.
We can adjust.
We can raise the board.
Yeah, we'll adjust the board as needed.
Okay.
But
Yeah, draw it first and then move it. What did I just say?
Camera is now ascending into heaven. With you?
No, higher. Higher? Yeah, that's not level. There you go.
That's beautiful. Where's Isaac?
Thanks.
Huh?
I did not hear that I was awake at this point.
No,
so-
I was just curious where you as a human being were.
How about Jake's watching?
Everyone that's still asleep is like in the camp by the fire.
Knowing my character, I am probably sleeping on the sturdiest yet most easily climbable tree branch.
Ah, like Tarzan.
Or an assassin, take your pick.
Assassin. Well, Tarzan commits murder. He's an assassin.
That is a lovely fire.
I don't know which version you're talking about.
Also, yes, this is true. Depends on the
Well,
version.
then we
good point.
got- It is a two-person tent, but it's just
There you go. That's a comfortable two-person tent.
it's a good size.
I mean, considering each square is 5 feet, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 15 feet by 15 feet. 5, 10, 15. Yep, perfect. That's.
Gas. Not my gas tent.
And there's just some shrubs here.
Pine quad. I
Shrubs
mean,
here.
kumquat.
And then there's this right here is going to be kind of a cliff.
Oh, cliff. Okay.
And this.
I have those good views when I wake up in the morning.
Strategically, it's a good idea.
It's a river.
That's the road.
It's a road.
Here, wait.
Most people.
No, they're pebbles.
I hate you.
Yeah, you get.
Are they fruity or cocoa?
They could be motherfucker.
Alright,
Fruity or cocoa?
now all we need is a
Alright.
clip of somebody. We just need somebody to clip the building of the map.
It's a rye. So you're not wrong, it's still listed.
So it's literally liquid bread.
So,
I'm liquid bread.
if you wish to place your characters,
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know where you want it.
yep. So if you'd be asleep, right? So you'll be in this bed.
I forgot my miniature, so I'll have to use yours.
All right. Do you want to just use it?
Whatever looks like the Barney is.
The body.
I'm a party girl in a party world.
Best I have is gonna be this guy.
You know, that's the moment when Soraya's gonna be like, my internet just cut back in and all I heard was Barbie Girl.
Oh, yes, I get now.
Cow and chicken are fighting the good fight.
What? What's that?
Cow and
Wasn't that a TV show?
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
I'm gonna make this you,
Who's you?
Toblin.
Alright.
You're awake. I'm looking out the tent.
Yeah.
Right. I'm missing a piece. Do I have a piece for you? I don't think I do.
We can use my imagination.
I'm gonna make, because I don't have pieces for the other two.
Of course,
This is
Celeste.
gonna be
No
Mr.
problem. Stay amazing.
Cassie Cast,
Stay wonderful.
Druid,
Do great things.
Master Druid.
We'll be here,
and,
probably. I don't know how late the game's gonna go.
a little too good.
But definitely. Thank you for stopping by.
can try and find the largest action figure I have in my room.
I mean, I got ninjas if you want to follow, but the ranger, a paladin, a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
Get a fighter, yeah.
I'm just a fighter wearing a cloak right now.
If you have a bard too, maybe.
Oh, I believe everything next time. Provide the next.
Although I think you said you didn't.
Oh, here we go.
I found my own Power Rangers Megazord.
Damn.
We're gonna drop that, and that's gonna be Skywatcher.
Here we go.
The-
He's got one.
The Power Rangers Megazord.
We were making the Megazord now.
Oh yeah.
Just wanted to say, my next turn I'm going to make up all of this damage back.
That's really up to you, Soraya. It depends on what you have going on tomorrow. I would say that you go to sleep because it is so late. But that's just me being me and caring about mental health.
I'm mad that I forgot more bard.
And it's going to be up
I'm not
on
gonna forget anything
YouTube
this time.
afterwards
And you did.
sometime this coming week. So if you
So how many
do go to
bandits
bed,
are we talking here?
oh my god, my ears.
So this is you, Jake.
Yep.
Oh my lord, my ears. You need to back up, son.
Who, me?
No.
So how many bandits are we talking here?
Stay right there. Never move again. It'll be up on
How
YouTube
many
so you can
bandits are we
watch it.
talking here?
Any part that you missed. So that's really up to you. But either decision you make, you're amazing. Stay wonderful.
Which one's getting seen?
Thank you for joining me.
Oh no, I need to go.
Do you see them?
Yes.
Alrighty. Bear with us with our technical issues.
Yeah.
I may need to put this on wheels so it's easier to move.
Well, this is a good floor. It's just a matter of making sure the wheels are. Okay.
Ready for pain.
I don't know.
Bandits go first.
Block.
How many bandits are
No.
Wait, so do those of us who are asleep not roll initiative?
You do it when you wake up, but to make
Okay.
things simple for my book, yes, please roll initiative, everyone.
Really?
I believe.
7.
AJ?
Your deck.
Ears, dude.
You don't need to talk over anybody. We can hear you.
Yes, this is AJ. What can I do for you, good Isaac?
I have 26. For initiative.
26.
Christ, you
That's
go
small.
first.
Jake? You already rolled your initiative. What'd you roll?
7.
7. What does compare your guys' deck scores?
I 0.
13.
So you go before him.
No, I was 10.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a +1. So my score is 6. So I should switch out dice. Get the big bad boy. Put him on my next stuff.
So I'm just gonna put a negative for the people that are still asleep.
There you go.
Alrighty, so the bandits are up first in this round. So that one that's all in the far corner, she is going to. Where's my other book?
Which one? Okay.
She is going to look over the trees and identify her best location for attack.
Fire. hide behind that bush.
Do you have the Ravens initiative as well?
I do.
'Kay.
But do you want is the Raven going to be in combat?
Uh,
Can the Raven do combat?
the Raven can do combat, but it says that when I go into fights to have it roll initiative as well.
You can't do other actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I typically roll because it's a familiar, right?
Not really. It's a spirit sent by the Raven Queen. So it's not really a familiar, it's one of her spirit things.
Okay.
So like a guardian.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it down. Raven.
Or a raven.
Okay. Where's that circle? In your box, right? Okay.
You got it. And we have screwed. That's no deal. Yeah, that's I'm gonna die. It's official.
Nope. You're safe for now.
For now. Exactly.
She's going to pull a crossbow and shoot at you, Isaac. Right, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What a low blow, dude. He's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine because it's disadvantage on the roll. 6.
Should have been me, safe in a tent.
Should have been.
Does 9 hit, Isaac? Does a 9 hit? I don't think he's there.
Ryan.
I'm gonna assume no. 5, 10, 15, 20,
This is
25,
the call.
30.
Yeah.
10.
Since his dex is so high, I really doubt it does.
They're both gonna shoot. He would get both with disadvantage. 9 works. 18, 5. So a 12.
Ryan, if you're there, unmute.
No, I'm not gonna hit Ryan. I'm gonna go for Torlo over here. Does a 9 or a 12 hit?
No.
Those would both miss. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to take a swing at you.
Me?
Yep.
La-di-da.
Get ready to die.
I'm not going down without a fight.
I have features. He doesn't even.
4 plus 11.
Okay.
11 hits.
Yes, it does.
What the fuck?
I have an AC of 10 until I get heavy armor. I'll have an AC of 17. So.
Oh my god.
You like that thing too, didn't you?
No, I did.
Well, I think this buddy is.
See, I'm smart. I sleep at
7
night.
points of slashing damage.
All right, as a reaction, I'm activating Stone's Endurance. As a reaction, I may reduce damage dealt to me by 1d12 plus 3 once per short rest.
Alright.
So roll your d12.
1d3, right?
1d12.
Oh, what? Reduce it by 1d12 3
Plus
times?
3.
Plus 3? Okay. Do you want to wait till all damage is assigned?
Am I going to attack more than once? Okay.
Does a... That'll hit. That's a 12. Oh boy.
Okay.
So that's 7 plus... Oops, wrong one. So Kiwi boy, 7
What
plus
did we
7,
say our name was? The Invincible Crew?
And,
The Invincible
Yeah.
Company. That's about to be proven wrong. It's not
I think we gotta think of a different name.
nice. Especially if someone dies.
since you're in melee, he's gonna do that again. That's gonna hit. That's one of these boys though. That's another 7 points to damage.
So that's 21 total so far?
21 total damage through 3 attacks. So you're there after a dagger is in your back.
He comes over, runs around the bush, takes his scimitar out, and slashes at you 2 times.
Okay.
Then, as he goes for the backswing, he grabs a blade from his pouch and slashes at you with a dagger.
Okay.
You take 3 hearty hits of 21 points of damage.
Right. Now I'm gonna activate Stone Endurance. I think this is
I'd be close to
this is a
dead.
D12. I would be dead if I didn't have Stone Endurance right now. I'd be at -2. Move 9 from that, so I take 12. What was it? 21.
12 damage.
12 damage.
Oh, damage.
I have 7 hit points left. Oh, Ryan's here. Ryan, does a 9 hit you?
9 does not.
Okay. Alright, and this last one,
Fuck.
knowing that he'll get yelled at if he interferes. 2. This is 30. He's gonna dash. Another 6. Movement.
I'm moving the fuck out of these corpses.
Then the dog.
Did I get yeeted from that tree? I noticed I'm now next to the campfire. I was asleep in a tree. What happened?
So he's gonna take a bite attack at you.
Sure, Ryan's asleep in the tree.
Alright.
So does a 7 hit?
No.
Thank God. I rolled a 3 plus 4.
Okay.
I rolled real low for the dog. All right, so that is the end of their turn. It is now Toblin's turn.
Okay.
Toblin.
How far is away the
So
The
what
guy
the
that just-
microphones mean.
whoops? How far away is the guy that just lacerated my giant friend?
Very far.
I can't really like tell. 5, 10, 15.
You're here.
Yeah.
70 feet. If you want to be within melee range, if not,
The one that just lacerated him?
yeah.
Well, there's a dog and a.
Oh, okay, I see them. Okay. Can I see any of the other ones?
There's one closer by, right here.
You can see this one, and you can kind of see them in a distance, but kind of blurred.
Okay, so I can see the one that's closest to me, right?
Yeah, because you can leave your tent. You have 30 or 20 feet of movement,
Yeah.
so you can go 5,
No, I have 30 feet.
15, 20, 25, 30 to go. Like you have this entire area to work with.
All right.
Do you want to be anywhere specific?
I'll be next to Torla. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what am I gonna do, boys?
How's me,
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
Oh, but that's so yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Wait, how far is the guy the bandit that's attacking Skywatcher? He was 75. I moved like what, 15? 30, 20? So he's like 55.
30, 40, 45, 50. About 50.
Ooh. Ooh.
Too far.
Ooh, hold on. I'm sorry. I should have picked out what I was doing beforehand, and I'm a big dummy and I didn't do that. But things were happening and I wasn't sure what was going to happen when it came to my turn.
What do you want to do? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
All right, I'm going to look at the guy closest to me, and I'm going to cast Frostbite on him.
Alrighty. Is that a roll for an attack, or is that a dex save?
Nope, you need to make a con save.
Con save, you said.
Oof. Oof.
Brr.
18.
My spell save is 16, so he does make it.
Okay, is that with your +1 with your rod?
Yes. Wait, my spell save is 15. And then with the +1 from the rod, it's 16.
Okay. Yeah, he just makes it. He rolled a natural 17.
Alright. Then nothing happens.
Alrighty.
I still have like 10 feet, right?
Yeah, because you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, that's 30.
Alright. Then I'll stay right here and just be sad.
Alrighty. Alright. So that's the end of Toblin's turn. It is now.
That is indeed the ultimate
Skywatcher.
question.
My
The
turn?
ha-has or the
Cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
the ha-has or the katsu-katsu.
Good luck.
I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave as a second level spell.
Jesus.
Okay, look at that. What's the save on that?
Gotta beat a con of 13. Gotta make 13. On a failed save, creature takes 2d8 thunder damage. And is sorry. A feat of thunderous force sweeps out from me. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me must make a con throw. On a failed save, they take 2d8 thunder damage and are still pushed 10 feet away. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage in this push. So that never mind, they're not just working great. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from me, and I emit a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet. So these mofos are waking up.
This is con, you said, right?
Yeah, contact.
Skywatcher really just came in here like, X gon' give it to you. And then just fucking knock knock.
So, the person does not.
The person is not. The dog is there.
It takes roll your 2d8s, and then it'll take half that. It's this one. It's the.
Yeah.
That's a 12. Here you go.
Hey, it's been a while. I have it.
The room is.
It's been a long time. Thank you.
Been a while.
We played
On a failed
last
save-
week or 2
So
weeks.
sorry, because I'm casting it at second level, I take 3d8 for a failed save. So it's 5 plus 8 plus 6, so 14, 19 damage for the one that failed, and then the one that didn't fail will take half as much.
Was it rounded up or rounded down?
It's typically rounded down.
Okay. Just checking.
And dude is thrown. Any humans are on it, well, the human is thrown back then.
That's way to back him up. I didn't sound the yellow alarm.
So I was gonna light one of them up with the light signal off. That would waste my action. Also, after I'm doing that, I'm gonna take a bonus action.
Ooh.
I'm gonna activate the new fighter feat that I picked up.
Ooh.
Second wind, once per short rest, I can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 1 HP. Alright, so I gain 8 health back.
Nice.
Nice comeback.
Just at half. I'm just over half.
Oh, that's good. You'll need it.
question for the DM.
Answer.
So I have Armor of Shadows as an Eldritch invocation. Can I cast that now?
I think it's an action, right?
It says you can cast Mage Armor on yourself at will, without expending a spell slot or material components.
Casting is only an action for mage armor, because if you look at the spell
Yeah,
mage armor,
yeah, it does say one action. I was just
it's an
curious.
action, so yeah, it's a great question. I mean, it's just the casting time is an action.
Right, because the Eldritch says at will, so I didn't know if that overrode the Mage Armor spell.
Yeah. No, from what I've understood, that will just means you don't expend anything.
Okay.
It's just like, it's not like you lose anything by doing it. It's just
Right,
it's not a free action, but it's a free cost.
gotcha. Thank you.
All right.
So we have a thunderous boom and
The Raven is next. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, so he gets pushed back 10 feet. The dog stays right there. Stays right there. What's the Raven doing?
The Raven is going to come down to my shoulder,
Alright.
and he's going to perch up. So that gives me dark vision within for a range of 30 feet. I get a bonus to passive wisdom and wisdom checks. The Raven cannot be targeted by attack or any harmful effect, and it is incapacitated.
Alright.
So for now, it can do nothing else.
Yeah, so it's basically just, it gives me dark vision now. And you can't hit it.
Alright. Alright, so that brings us to the top of the round. You are all now awake. Some of you will have to expend half your movement to get up from prone. But Isaac, it is your turn. You're prone in a tree.
Ryan, your microphone's muted.
Alright, so waking up in this tree. I got zero fucking clue what's going on. Crap's going to shit, as usual. So, I'm not sure how this would count, but I'm gonna hit the ground running. I'm gonna roll right out of this tree, and I'm going to assume my wolf wild shape.
Okay, you're rolling out of the tree.
Yes, I'm rolling out of the tree and assuming wolf wild shape on the way down.
Okay, so you're gonna wild shape into a wolf on the way down. Okay, so you're using your action to transform into wild.
Yes,
Wild
sir.
shape. Alright. Boom, you're a wolf.
Ooh.
You have half your movement left. Which is
Alright, give me an idea of the bandits at current position. Which one has had their butt whipped already? Which ones have not?
Just look at the map.
So you really haven't seen too much action because you were asleep, so you really don't know.
Okay. In this case, I am going to play it safe and stick by this tree for the moment because I'm assuming these guys can't see me right yet.
Well, they can see you. This is a
Mm.
fire,
Oh yeah, that's true. Then
so they can see everything in this range. Clearly, and everything in this range at slight disadvantage, but they can still see outline.
alright. I am going to move to attack the bandit on the, well, it looks like on the bottom of the map, but the one farthest from the camp and not closest to Jake?
Hmm?
Yes. Yeah. So should have. Yep, that one.
okay.
I will move towards that one.
Five, 10, 15, one more for 20, 20. Alright,
Still got a push.
enough to go around. All right. This is the church. So that's your turn. Up
Yes, sir.
next
Cable liner.
is Norvar.
Alright, well, I freaking get out of bed.
Get out of bed. 15 feet of movement to stand up.
That's a very high bet.
Well, it's 15 feet to come out of front. It's
Yeah.
not pretty.
Well, let's show Cavalier.
I'm going to step outside my tent and survey the situation.
So you have 10 feet of movement left.
So, who can I can see this guy?
You can see him intimidating. You can. Oh, sorry again. For those at home, you can see him kind of because you're within 60 feet.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can see him. So you can kind of see someone here behind the. It's a kind of a tree, so
Yeah.
it's a thin center but a tall bushy top. So
He's cover, but I can tell that there's a person there.
exactly, he's got about half cover. This is where you kind of things go a little bit. You kind of see a dog. He's kind of almost out of view because he's behind so much, but you can see your buddy over here is definitely not in a good way. Skywatcher. And then no one really sees her because she's tucked behind a bush.
Here's the thing. I want to use my new spell. But it's a choice of who I use it on.
What did you think of that? Why?
Intended to add the battle to my story, but all I got was English saying, I'll let you think of that while I get my fish out going.
That's great. More glory.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Honestly, if we're not murking them immediately, that's fine as long as all of us are awake. I think we're probably okay.
Yeah.
Are you ranged?
The spell is ranged.
Ooh, what you thought?
Alright, know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wait till AJ gets back
Sounds good.
so I can do some stuff.
I did blow some other stuff up.
Alright. I'm gonna point
What
off
is that?
at this guy right here.
Alrighty.
And I point at him. I'm gonna say, you woke me up from my sleep and cast Crown of Madness.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
So he must make a wisdom saving,
Well, looking up from my
or he can just become charmed by me.
Whoa.
That's a little scary.
Wisdom, you said?
Yes.
As you sit there reaching your hand out, casting this crown of madness, you see as several like figures protrude from the band around his head, almost sinking, cementing, and then stabbing into his head.
It's a penis hat.
He's got
No.
we're sure charmed by this spell under Crown of Thorns.
He's totally trying to bang it.
It's Crown of Madness, right?
Yes.
That's what it said.
It was between that and two others when I was up, and then I looked at the range. 120 feet.
So it's a kind of like an Eldritch Blast, only madness, not flow, something. Wonderful.
He slowly turns into Cthulhu.
And I believe duration up to 1
Long universe.
minute.
Although Cthulhu could exist.
For as long as I concentrate.
Yep. So he's affected. So
Basically, Cthulhu.
um,
And the great old one in the place handbook is Cthulhu.
Well, yes, that's fine.
go ahead and
I can call my grandmother an old.
Is he now our best friend?
For 10 turns.
Oh.
Sweet.
Just to give you guys an idea, Crown of Madness.
You want me to read it now?
Yeah, is it Crown of Madness, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
The charm target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. Except the person behind the tree that I can't see fully. The target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature, or if none are within its reach.
Target can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
So for right now, we got another ally.
For now.
for now.
For now. Actually, I might need that back for. Dang it.
I'm just glad I bought it. And this.
I was
And
hoping
so-
someone was gonna bring one because I wasn't gonna bring mine. I wouldn't fit in my backpack and my bottle of booze. Because you know, priorities.
Yes, priority.
Alrighty. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else. So.
Alright.
Because that is my action.
So that is Snorvar's action. It is now the bandit's go. So do you want to make his action happen first or at the
Sure.
end?
No, I
Okay.
can do this first.
Okay, so you'll turn to the guy immediately next to him and take a melee attack at him.
Good job. If he kills him, we'll be happy. Uh-oh.
Is it a nat 20? Is it a nat 20?
Oh,
That's
God.
a net 20, my friends!
Yeah!
That's what we get with new friends. They can roll dice.
Dang it, that was going to be against you!
Nice one.
Well, my friends, he takes that scimitar and shoves it way up his butthole.
Rips it right through.
So the damage on this is
Trying to
10
Yes.
plus 1 is 11. That's 11 hit points as he goes like this, looks over at his buddy. Buddy kind of gives him a nod, looks back. No look, just full carve across the back of his friend.
While looking at his other friend. Like, look what I do.
Takes 11 points of damage.
And that probably doesn't kill. But if it does, I'll be happy.
I don't remember how much.
And now he has to wisdom save.
At the end of this, at the end of the bandit's turn.
At the end of his turn. If I choose that, I'll still concentrate on it.
Oh.
That's kind of freaking.
You're a boss.
Just gonna write charm down his book so I know which one he is. Alright. So his buddy immediately getting hit. Turns around. Freaking the hell out. What the hell, Claire? No, not Claire.
That's a
Claire.
girl's name.
Thomas?
Nope, no.
William?
Vivian.
What the hell, Desmond?
No.
Desmond does sound like a ditchy name. Probably.
He's just dead-eyed back, kind of grinning at him. As a twisted crown of iron spikes are above his head. Oh no! No! Instinctually, this other one attacks his buddy. Or no, he doesn't attack his buddy. He gets away from his buddy.
Don't draw me.
So he's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20,
Is the other one's turn?
25. Their turns over.
Can his friend take an attack of opportunity?
I'll save at the very end. Okay.
But he does take an attack of opportunity. There. Oh, that's the wrong dice for an attack of opportunity.
That's
That hits.
that's another natural 20.
That was only
Of you.
For 5 points of damage.
Jesus.
This guy tries to run and gets stabbed through the back, blade piercing through the chest.
Ouch.
Not prepared for his teammate to take a reaction against him. He clutches the wound and falls down dead.
Yay.
Cold.
This is what happens when you wake me up.
I'll make note of that. Never wait. No more. I don't know. Unless it's an emergency. No.
I feel like Toblin's punch also like just also missed off. I'm gonna stop. It's a good dream for once.
So
Fucked it up.
from there, his go. He's gonna push in. 3. He's gonna take a swing at you, Toblin.
Dublin.
Dublin. Dublin.
Dublin.
That's not a very high roll.
Well, that's good.
10.
No.
Alright, that misses.
Oakland has a higher AC.
Yeah. Probably. I have a higher AC.
Alright.
I'm the tech.
So that happened.
I'm almost at
No. Yes.
Alright, so he's just gonna flank right in your face. She is going to walk around the bush, see the dog immediately in front of her. Or wolf, I should say.
Yeah.
And
No,
she's gonna go ahead and cast.
It's a type of dog.
Oh yeah, but wolves are older dogs. More ancient, more primal. Fun fact: cats have been domesticated for a smaller amount of time than dogs.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because cats are still a bit alive.
Cats don't do shit for humans.
Unless you worship them.
I'm sure they tried.
The Egyptians.
I'm sure they tried like dogs and cats at the same time, and the cats wouldn't do it. It's like, fuck this. We want to do it.
Who knows? That never happened.
Or like for it's just 2, 14, 18.
She's gonna go ahead and cast.
See, it's perfect. And just rolling like, fuck.
Exactly.
What's wrong? It just says fuck.
Does that eat? I'm gonna make one of those and do one in space palm and then
Yeah, like the Picard change from the dance.
Chromatic orb.
Oh.
She's gonna cast chromatic orb at the doggo.
Ryan, unmute your mic.
Wait, who is?
Things are happening to you.
Oh, okay. Not the dog that's fighting me.
No.
Ryan, you're under attack.
She's gonna do lightning.
Probably
Oh,
watching
that's not
for-
So she spins her hand around her quarterstaff around the top, and blue energy arcanes around. And as she does, she piles it in her hand and lobs it at you. Just making sure it's a melee attack or spell attack. Yep, ranged attack.
Let me double check something here.
That's a 14 to hit.
Ooh, just makes it.
Just misses.
Just makes it.
Oh, just makes it. All right.
A theft?
You take 3d8 of lightning damage. That's 14 points of damage.
Just one more letter.
Well, that shape didn't last long.
So do you pop out of your wild shape?
Yep.
How much points were brought over?
Did you say 14 points?
Yep, 14.
Only 3 points. that was just a scratch.
Okay. So you poof back in to your normal form in front of her. She kind of looks a little bit angry that her spell didn't take as much as she'd hoped, but happy she's knocked you out of your wild shape. It is then Captain's turn. Coming up.
If I could see him, I would have done Colonel Mad on the cat.
He's going to take his normal attacks.
Let on you, buddy.
That is a 2. I rolled a 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 hit.
No.
Thank goodness.
That is a 5 plus 5.
That meets.
That meets. That sucks. And then dagger. It's a 12, so that
Oh, it
hits. Yeah. All right. So you take a.
I have no more reactions I can take.
Stop around. Yeah, you don't get your reaction until your turn, right?
No.
No. You do have a reaction because you have.
No, those I can't use the feats I used before.
You can use stones in your attack. Yeah, you use that. So that's 2 points plus 3 is 5 for the first hit, and then
So the dagger's hitting twice.
no, the scimitar hits once, the dagger hits once, and that is 1 plus 3 is 4 points for the dagger. Or is it 3? Yep, 3 for the dagger.
So just 3 points of damage.
4 points of damage for the second hit, and I rolled 2 plus 3 is 5, so it's 9 points total of damage.
I'm down to 6 again. I'm gonna get the fuck out.
Sounds good.
I have a strategy to do that.
It's the dog's turn.
God damn it!
So much for the company.
He looks over at the dog and says, "This one's mine." Dog kind of bows his head down and runs away.
You should run over to the guy with the crown on.
Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't remember that. Let's stop him, Desmond. He goes over.
The dog is also
No. He's pointing at Desmond
Kill Desmond now before he kills us all.
because he just killed one of his own teammates. The dog's gonna go try and
Stop him.
disarm. That is a 12 to hit plus. Does the dog have numbers?
I don't remember this.
What's the attack bonus for a wolf? Plus 3.
You have the book.
I remember this session when we played. Where I think it was with you guys or with my
Xanthars.
Nope, that doesn't have it.
Just
Just
like
has
they're
extra
trying
stuff.
to figure out the
Like
AC
names I
of
found.
whatever. So it was like they rolled a 13, didn't hit. Rolled a 15, didn't hit. Oh,
Plus 4 to hit. Yep, so that hits. So the dog does his bite attack.
They rolled a 13, didn't hit. They rolled a 16, it hit. I was like, they rolled a 14. I'm like, doesn't hit. I'm like, well, then what's the AC? If 16 hits and 13 didn't, the 14 should hit. Like, no.
8 damage to
There's another number.
To Desmond.
Desmond.
Doss.
That's
Sounds like someone out of Mexico.
Yeah.
Or Spain for that matter.
Okay.
Any Spanish speaking folks.
Alrighty. Now he'll roll to save. What's its constitution for
Wisdom.
wisdom? 12. Nope.
Nope.
Still rolls.
Goes on and on and on and on.
I'm seeing this towards the end.
Alright. It is now the end of the band's turn. It's Toblin's turn.
It's my turn. Ooh. Ooh, baby. So I saw a gentleman get impaled. Yes?
Wait a minute. Never mind. Yeah, you did see a gentleman get impaled.
And there's a doggo attacking our friend, our new friend, right?
Yep. Dog attacking new friend.
We
Guy
have.
right
Your other guy dead in front of your face.
Okay.
There's a chick that just cast a spell and popped Isaac out of his spell.
So there's a person like dead in front of me.
He's over here, yeah.
Wait, how close?
This is where the dead guy is.
Yep.
This is where you are. Yeah.
Okay, and who's the person who's closest to me that I can hit? Who isn't
This guy,
under the crown?
this is the bad guy. This is the guy under the crown.
Okay. So literally in front of me.
Yeah, literally 5 feet in front of you.
Okay. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
You go walk back a couple of feet, or are you gonna cast it at disadvantage right in front of him?
Actually, so I just looked at it and it doesn't say that ranged spells are cast at disadvantage from close range.
Ranged attack. It's a ranged spell attack, so it'd have disadvantage. I
Are
have to
you-
look up the rules.
Are you sure?
Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I think we actually looked it up last time too, and that was the case.
I had 2 d20s. Hello? Oh, there it is.
Roll disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll disadvantage. Well, that's a 1.
Ooh.
No, I'm dead.
No.
Nothing happens. And I'm gonna move back towards Norvar.
He's gonna move back towards me. Like, all the way next to me.
Yeah.
He's gonna take an attack of opportunity at you. That's probably gonna hit. That's a 20. Unnatural.
Unnatural. Alright.
Unnatural.
Yeah, that hits. But at the same time, you activated my trap card.
That's
Doom of spikes.
8 points of damage.
Okay.
Or sorry, 6 points. 6 points.
Okay. I'm casting Hellish Rebuke.
All right.
So to kind of like set the picture, you don't really ever see Toblin look like this whenever he's casting a spell before, but this is the first time you see like him, like his eyes glow, and he looks like a little more like his feathers ruffle. Oh no. Oh no. They have to make a dex save. And I took 7, right? You said?
6.
6. Okay.
6 points.
7. They have to make a dex save, AJ.
Okay. That is a 4 plus 1, so 5.
Well, considering my spell save is 16, they're good. They're gonna take a whole ass 16 damage.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Mother of God.
If I miss this fight, I'm gonna
What
be
kind of
very
damage
pissed.
is this, by the way? Is this
This is 2d10 fire damage. So they're surrounded by hellish flames for like a brief second.
So you watch as he hits you. You take a little damage. You turn around, feathers ruffled, eyes glowing red.
Like a peacock.
You look back and go, and he erupts into flames, leaving him charred, screaming, gurgling.
And he
You
dies.
just see.
So I'd like to think that like he hits me with, what was it, a sword?
This one was a club.
So he hits me with the club and then I like backhand towards his face, but like I don't hit him, and then he just erupts in flames and falls over. Like, don't you touch me!
Kind of what happens.
and and then I run back to Norvar.
Alrighty, so yeah, that was a one hit kill.
I'm so good at this game. Oh wait. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Cause I thought I added something to the damage, but I don't think I do.
No, that one I think is a straight spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, technically, wouldn't you have +1 for the staff?
Yeah, so it would have been 17.
Yeah, he
Still
did.
kills him.
He did.
He toast.
There is the captain,
His dog.
the dog, the one left. Okay, so now that
And,
is
um,
Tobin's turn.
Would be
Now it's Tobin.
Can I
What?
correct myself? I apologize. I casted at a second level, and I didn't realize that it increases by 1d10 every level, so I just rolled another d10, and that was a 10. So, 26.
There's not even a body left. It's just excellent.
I love this game.
Not even armor.
Solid.
No, he's not solid.
and that's what he's
Damn.
Okay.
All right, so now it's Torla's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna get up, so that takes 15 feet.
Yep.
Let me set this up. There we go. Now I gotta figure out what my options are. Because I'm not going anywhere that fast. I'm gonna move towards this one, so. Does that start here or here?
That's 5 right there. 5, 10, 15.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my axe and then swing my shield.
Okay, so you ready in your weapons?
Yep, and shield. Got it. Yep, axe. Battle axe
Alright.
and shield. So.
Skywatcher.
Cool. I am in some kind of way right now.
Yeah, you are.
That's one way to put it.
So I'm just gonna focus on fleeing.
Sounds good.
Right now anyway. And to facilitate as such, I am going to cast as a level 1 spell Fog Cloud around this tree area.
Okay. So
Right.
you're gonna do. Where's my circle?
As a
So go ahead and center this, and this is your fog cloud.
as a level 1, it's a 20 foot.
So that is this whole thing. Yeah.
The whole thing. Alright, so I don't want to interfere with anyone else right now.
Do you want to put it over you? Because right now you'll have an attack of opportunity.
No, he won't, because I'm about to use both that feature that I can't tell you. So, tempestuous magic allows me to, as a bonus action, I can cause gusts of air to surround me before or after I cast a spell for a level higher. Allows me to fly up to 10 feet without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Perfect.
So, actually, hold on. I need to make sure that I'm actually,
On the square.
yeah, so I'll be like, so that'll be, I was here, right?
Yep.
So 5.
That's for one of my 16 pictures from my art college. Oh my god.
What?
So-
Dude, the College of Whispers.
Anything attacking me now has disadvantage.
Jesus Christ.
You hear him shout out.
You yellow-bellied coward! Come fight me like a man! I'm just all sorts of.
Did I hear that?
There was a. Oh damn! Hold on. Can I take this back? There's something else that I can do now because I.
Bye, Soraya. Thank you for hanging out so much. I know it's like 4 in the morning for you. I hope you get enough sleep.
I
And-
didn't realize until as I
Stop
was doing it.
I hope you rest up.
You still have a bunch of movement.
Let's undo this. Cool. I'm gonna grab my arcane focus.
Okay.
Now I'm going to trigger.
Shadow Wars. Also.
Tempestuous magic now. No, sorry. Can I do that? Yes, I can.
Well, you didn't cast it if there's no magic.
I can cast it before or after. So I can fly away before or after. So I'm taking the arcane focus, and I'm gonna cast Shatter
Using that for college.
right there.
Because it was like, you can
And
use
then
this-
you're gonna
you can
go
call Wars person, you can make like a site,
One,
and that's your part. You're like,
two.
but what if I had a ring
So right
master who
there,
didn't
it's
understand
15
mystical
foot
magic,
cube.
and then add college whisper.
Just out of range.
Yeah.
Next to your guy.
It's fine, he's dead anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
you know there is a Marvel character called the
You must beat a saving
And his
throw
basically
of
it's like you put this
13.
top hat on.
Great.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Um,
I'll send a picture.
I don't need my phone.
Yeah, you'll
What
just
kind of
watch
saving
it.
throw?
As far as my character knows, he just has a wave.
hmm?
Is it Dex?
It's Constitution, but I'm also expending all 3 of my sorcery points. You now have disadvantage on the saving throw.
That was 9 plus 2. That's 11, so that's a fail.
Fail. Alright. Hold on, I lost my spell list. I think it's 3D.
You just cast Shatter, though, right?
Shatter, yeah.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
12, 10, 8, 6, 2, 7, 9, 15 damage.
82.
Damage.
No one can do math as fast as me.
I'm the fastest mathist in the West. Pew pew.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I just didn't realize I could use that before, and I was like, oh, I can do it.
So that happens.
Hmm? And he's not dead.
Now it's the Raven's turn. And the Raven's on your shoulders, so it does nothing.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Isaac, it's your turn. Make sure you're
Okay,
muted.
so let's see.
Good. So you're 15 feet from, or 10 feet from the person that cast the chromatic orb at you. Out of wild shape or V shape.
I am. I don't have any water. Crap.
And basically turn it.
I'm gonna take out my quarterstaff
Captain Jonathan Kirk.
and I'm gonna taunt her into attacking me with lightning again.
What are you doing?
I'm equipping my quarterstaff and I'm going to taunt her into attacking me with lightning again.
So you're not doing anything. You're just gonna sit there and taunt her.
Yep, I'm
poison?
going to ready myself for her next attack.
Probably got one.
Okay, so is that what I'm trying to understand? Are you going into like a defensive mode? Or are you using I believe it's called what is it? I don't think you have patient defense, so you just kind of just sitting there and holding a spell.
Yep,
or
I'm
doing-
equipping a weapon and I'm letting her make her next attack.
Are you holding a spell?
Well, the spell I'm going to use is a reaction, so I can't hold it.
Okay. So you have an action and movement, and you're not going to use anybody. You just want to sit there and let her hit you.
That's the plan, yes.
Oh boy.
equip my
interesting.
quarterstaff. Don't forget that. I have equipped a weapon, which is an action.
Nope. We talked about that already at the beginning of my campaign. I
That's
treat
right.
it as
It doesn't count.
it's a free action. It's you literally grabbing a sword from your belt or a staff from your back. Doesn't take long. Unsheathing a weapon is very quick.
Especially when
That's right.
So you have an action, a bonus action, a movement, and you're electing to use none of it and skip your turn.
Pretty much.
Just want to make sure I emphasize that entirely. Then next is Norvar.
Keep all going, baby.
You can cast another. We'll do it again.
Really?
Yeah, you can cast another concentration spell.
Yeah. So any instant at will spell you can.
Yeah.
You can be mind controlling folks while throwing out fireball.
That's the whole fun of concentration. You can literally just be like,
Oh shit! I wish I had planned better.
you get advantage when you're in forecast.
What is?
So a spell must be maintained with concentration. You can end that at any time, but the following factors can break your concentration. Cast another spell that causes concentration. You're incapacitated or killed. You're overwhelmed by enormous distraction, or you take damage. So you can cast another spell.
just
Yeah,
not concentrate.
I just need to figure out what.
Which one?
Which one do I want to do?
You dare disturb my splendor. Eat a crown of madness.
I'm sorry. What?
Dude,
Okay, Chips Mess.
Straight gangsta.
It'd be a shame when we actually killed him.
Okay.
Give it a nice Perez.
Is
What about our bio brother?
is she within 60 feet of me?
Who?
Her.
How many feet you looking? 60?
60. Sick.
She must
Um,
have 40.
Oh. Good man.
Yep, 40.
Okay. I'm gonna yell to her.
Uh-oh. Don't look like that.
Leave us immediately, or it is your head, and cast dissonant whispers. She must make a wisdom saving throw.
15. Oh, then natural 15 plus 0 is 15.
So I need to roll a d6. 3. All this order. She takes. You round up or down.
Down.
So she takes 6 psychic damage. 6 psychic damage.
This Captain Motherfucker's thing. We need to ice the rest of this. Fast.
That is your turn. You get everybody closer or any farther? I mean, you have 30 feet of movement.
Wait. Might have took more damage. Because it says at higher levels when you cast a spell using. Oh, never mind.
If you're going to use it at higher levels, just from this point going forward, tell me beforehand so that way
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
you can do the math.
forgot. No, so I like cast it as well. No, I didn't guess the primary. I won't let another tent be burned down.
Wonderful.
You don't want to say that out loud. Spite to it. At this point, it's the bandit's turn.
Woo.
kind of been maintaining, and this he ran away, and his friend killed him. He's going to shout out, "The hell are you doing, Desmond? Get out of here! You're worthless." Dog's gonna go ahead and attack. That's a natural 1, so the dog doesn't attack.
he falls over his nose.
Chase you down.
I like to imagine the dog found its tail and
It's
was
a
like,
9. That's a 10. That's a 1.
Definitely. The one hits.
Oh no!
imagine having the AC of 1, you'd be dead in the first.
That is 1 plus 4 points of damage.
Nothing hits.
No, 1 hit. The middle one hit. So it's 10, so it meets.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't go to the
I
defender.
thought I went to the defender.
That's
Okay.
the category.
So how many points?
That was 4.
4.
It goes
Alright, well, thank-
it
I've
goes
done
to
2
the
for
defender if you're the DM.
What?
It goes to the defender if you're the DM. That's how it works, guys.
But I'm the god, and I just say it's easier for me to track if it's
Yeah, no,
hits.
yeah, no. That's what I mean. Is that like if meat, if somebody's
AC's a track play.
if somebody's attacking a PC and it meets, then it hits. If PC is attacking an NPC and it meets, it misses. That's typically how it works.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you guys are agreeing on the same thing.
Yes, it's just I the other way around though. I just do
yeah.
it straight AC hits. Period.
Yeah.
Because it makes my life easier. so meets hits. Just gonna grumble, seeing that a lot of his men are getting attacked. Start. Go.
My on room for me.
So they're not making an attack.
Not yet, I hope so.
He's gonna start dipping out.
Desmond has an adversary.
Desmond. 6 plus. You do the handbook guy. Just kidding.
You're losing it.
I am. I really am.
Welcome to the club. You belong here.
Misses the dog because apparently everything sucks.
I miss the dog. Damn, I get a crit and then it misses the dog. No!
6 plus 4. That's 10. Dog's got an armor class of 12 because he's got armor plating.
What the fuck?
Dogs were armor plating back in the day.
It's a war dog.
The moment when a dog has more armor than our fucking Goliath.
Yes. So that's gonna happen.
Don't be laughing until we get to the city.
5,
I
10,
can buy armor.
15, 20, 25, 30. It's gonna start.
I have an AC of 16.
You have a attack of opportunity if you want to use it.
If he's far away.
Well, he meleeed and backed off. So he backed off. You have an
I have
attack
an
of
AC
opportunity.
of 16 with leather armor.
Attacks of opportunity. Can I cast for that, or do I have to do
It'd have to be a reaction.
a reaction? So, I don't have any weapons equipped right now.
Good.
You have a longsword that you can use.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll pull it out.
So you're gonna do essentially a toadstool. You're gonna.
Yes.
You're gonna do a toadstool? The toadstool.
So go ahead and roll to attack.
No, it's the Japanese quick draw.
I told Kyle.
It's had so many different names.
Fuck.
Awesome.
One. It's a 9.
Nice.
Little mess, so he gets away relatively safely.
Oh wait. I don't know if that's adding my. So I'm proficient with martial weapons, right? The +4 is just my strike bonus. Do I also add my proficiency bonus?
+2. Yeah.
+2.
Right, isn't it +2 for proficiency?
Yeah, for us right now. So that would be 9, 11. So that still misses.
Still misses. He has a relatively high AC. Seeing what's going on, seeing that they're retreating, he calls out, "Oi, get back here! We'll regroup and get them later." She will cast Fog Cloud.
Cast fuck off. And then fuck off.
To obfuscate, and she's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 30.
What happens to Desmond?
Desmond now rolls to save.
So if he makes the save,
Roll
his
my
mind
dice
control
all
break.
Yes.
Do it as long as he's maintaining concentration.
Roll on the table like a normal human being. That is a 12.
No.
Desmond is ours.
You call Papa.
Desmond is yours to control to attack it. You want to attack? Do you want me to attack the captain?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Unique dialogue triggers.
I don't need dialogue triggers. Like, I don't even know this is happening.
No, he can literally look and go like that while concentrating. And is mentally, it'll go to attack. So it'll go to attack.
Cause like from Cal's perspective, all he did was he told this guy that he woke him up. He started clicking on friends.
Murder.
So it bounced out of my tray, but it landed on the table, so it's still a roll.
Yeah, bunny.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a second critical hit. Natural 20. Desmond is the all-star here right now. He's not even your teammate.
He's a temporary ally of community.
Way to go, Desmond. Kick him in the teeth.
I'm going to be very testifying.
That is 15 points of damage.
Oh, that better be enough.
I got it.
I believe Banner Captain has 18.
We've definitely done way more than 18 damage to him at this point.
Yeah. Didn't you cast Shadow and Thunder? Okay.
Yes,
I'll make sure.
I did well over 19. I did 19 damage to him
Alright.
in one move.
He slashes the ever-loving hell out of him.
Desmond!
But as he does, Captain takes his scimitar, slightly parries away to lessen some of the damage. It's looking pretty hurt.
Looking pretty hurt.
It's looking pretty hurt.
Looking pretty hurt.
And that is their turn. It is now Toblin's turn.
Bitch.
Toblin, fuck him with mind magic.
How far away is he?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70-ish.
I'm gonna move as close as I can.
Okay. 20, 25, 30. So that's 40 feet, right? Because it's 70-ish, 30, yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to point right at him, snap my feathers, and go ring ding and cast Toll the Dead.
Oh, ring
Alright, what's that one? Constitution?
No, Wisdom.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Ooh, you rolled pretty high. That's a 16 plus
Oh no.
This can't be good.
0. 16.
So my spell save.
16.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Okay. Hold on. It's not 16. It's
15 plus 1.
nope. The raven is on me. Oh wait, that's for perception. That's for perception.
So it's not
Damn it.
So it is 16.
So he meets, which means he beats it.
What? He eats it or he beats it?
Yeah, you said 16.
Yeah.
It says if it beats.
So it means he beats.
All right.
She
So
said.
What do you mean?
and this character is taking damage, right?
Yes.
All right. It fell off.
It just takes half damage, right?
I will risk my life to kill this enough.
No, please don't.
Okay.
You
I
died.
love you.
Who's our name?
You guys can go up with one. Get it up with us.
What do I add to this? Is it nothing or is it just
Toll the dead.
yeah, totally dead.
Let's see.
Ring ding.
The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. It takes 1d8 necrotic damage. If the target is missing any of its hit points, it takes instead 1d12 necrotic damage.
So it,
So if he sneezes,
it doesn't do damage then because it met your requirements.
it's an if then statement, and then if or.
So
He's just, yes, but but the damage doesn't go through because he's successfully met.
Yeah.
but they've taken damage, so it's a D12, right?
If he was taking damage, but he's not.
Yeah.
No, it's if they've taken any missing hit points.
Yeah, it's
If it fails, if the save fails, he takes
it's
damage.
not if he fails the saving throw, he takes damage. If he succeeds, he takes no damage.
It's a high risk, high reward spell.
Yeah, it's a low level spell. It's high risk, high reward.
Yeah, necromantic cantrip.
So he's not taking any damage?
Not
No.
taking any damage because he succeeded.
Okay. Because
It's a lucky spell, but when it hits, it slaps.
no, that's fine. I was getting confused because you guys are cutting in and out a little bit because people are talking over each other. And I couldn't tell if it was I met or he met the spell save so I won or he met the spell save so he won because I know we had just talked about that but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So if he meets the spell save, he wins.
Got it? So I say ring ding and pose and nothing happens.
And he kind of just shutters it off. He's like, I don't want to listen to your music, and runs away. So that's your turn.
Yep.
Torla, your turn.
So they're in a tree, and this is not gonna end well. So my dear.
Yep. You can't see really anyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I have to see. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is go this way. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, and that's my full movement. But if I dash,
You can get rid of her, I think, right? 5, 10. You can go across that way for 10. 5. You don't want to do 2 because then that costs 26. That's one straight for 5. One diagonal, that's 10. Go straight, that's 15. 30.
Okay.
2 diagonals is 15 total.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I fell almost.
Takes 14
So you're-
psychic.
In melee, right?
So you're engaged, but
It is
no
so-
spells.
Mhm.
All right.
And I can't attack because I've done everything. Okay.
The target is
You taking damage?
Nope. Because I was sleeping through most of it. God
Or
damn
I
it.
want that one at level 9 psychic stream. Ooh.
Just as an aside, I have that one on my list of spells to get at level 9.
Oh,
We're
dear.
both gonna have it.
That's
Kill
what
an
it's-
army of 20 people in one swift one.
What might be out to make you angry in the morning?
Problem with the spell in here is that there aren't many that I'm trying to like pick ones that are like fit for my character because I never do like thunder.
Yeah. I mean, though, I'm only using it like it.
Right. That's the
That's a
only
It's not some pump, yeah.
Steven spell that I take.
It's a
I
bomb.
don't remember that.
Gee, that.
Who's coming up?
Well, I finished mine, so I think it's.
What?
I don't know. Whose turn is it? Because of a joke. Yeah, it's just long enough to survive. Then I can do lay on hands.
If I use True Strike, does that affect the allies also or no?
I do not know.
Yo, I literally only get 1 9th level spell. Well, that's the one. That's
You get 9th level at like
17.
Yeah, that's pretty high up there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a knife on this.
I like power kill. Dodge.
And you have to have less than 100
why
hit
it's
points.
as powerful as it is.
Well, you know what's really scary?
But
As a warlock, I can just pick a 9th level spell and use it.
Lovely.
do like, yo mama, help me.
And then they just oof.
Oof.
I wrote it down on my character sheet so I have it.
I'm not gonna ever get to use Meteor Storm without.
Well, you probably don't
So,
want to kill him.
how close are we to wrapping this up? How
We're
many
getting there.
minutes left now? Just 2?
So that was your turn, so Torla, it is now Skywatcher's turn.
Yeah. Ready to watch? Is he wearing metal?
He is indeed wearing metal. He's wearing strike. It's in the.
Yeah.
What kind of armor?
Oh no, he's wearing studded leather.
Okay.
Well, then
So
technically,
Then no.
it's got some metal in it, but it's not a lot.
It's not enough for me to get rid of his reactions.
oh fuck! I forgot to take another call. I'll do that right now.
Yeah, might as well do that now.
Not that I'll need it, but
No.
Do we care if I basically kill one?
We have no more sorcery points because you used all 3 of them.
So I can still cast. I still have a spell slot.
You used
Sword. Yeah, it's meta
Two.
magic.
you used 2 level 2s, right?
I use all my level 2 spells. I've only cast 2 spells so far.
Yeah, you use them both at level 2, so you've got
4 more slots left.
level 1.
And guess what that includes?
Thunderwave's level 1, actually.
It is. You can level it up. So, Tempestuous Magic has no limit on the amount of times I can use it. So I'm gonna fly 10 feet as my bonus action. 5, 10.
Just make sure you're staying far enough away.
And I move 5. Well, Desmond's in the way of any melee attack.
Yeah, but he might turn on you. Because it's a crown of madness, not a crown of fantasy.
Within
Yeah, but
15
I
feet.
choose.
Oh, okay.
Both Desmond and the captain make a con roll for 13. Con save.
Captain makes it. Desmond rolled a 14
So he beats it.
plus anything for these little bitch. Yeah, 14 or 15. So they both beat it.
Alright, so I roll 2d8 and they both take half that damage.
Which, if you roll well, might kill one of them.
Going with minor.
You don't know.
Or they both take 2.5 damage.
2 damage.
So disappointed.
Shameful display.
All right. Now it is the Raven's turn. On the shoulder is
Oh, no.
now back to the top of the round. Isaac.
Ryan,
Yes?
You're up.
your turn.
Oh, my apologies. Watcher, please.
What?
Get me within 60 feet of Skywatcher, please.
You're 15 feet.
Great. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on him so he doesn't die on us.
Fantastic.
Alright, let's see. 1, 4 plus. Give me just a second here. I'm using a second tier spell. I heal him for 12 points.
Thank God.
Thank the gods.
I now have I'm now over health.
You take 16 points of damage.
What?
It's fine.
Alright.
Then your turn, you slow action. You use a bonus action and movement. Do you have any range attacks you want to use?
Ryan,
Well, hold on. Let me increase the size of the map again here.
Probably reading his novel.
Slide a little bit so you can see better.
No, range-wise, my spells won't really reach anyone else, so I've done all I can do.
Alright, that's your turn. Alright, Norbar.
Bless you.
Your turn.
boy, oh boy.
You got a gas cloud blocking your view of
Claire.
Claire.
Sorry, man.
Well, I'm going to move towards Skywatcher.
Kill the captain. Kill the free Desmond. Wait, 20 points.
Not close enough.
Good dash.
You could double dash and use your action to move.
Yeah, but I can't do the thing that I want.
Well, can you do anything else this turn? If you're not going to use your action for anything else, might as well.
Can I see the captain, or is Desmond in the way?
Kind of flanked him. He's got 3/4 cover.
I'm gonna throw my hat because it's dark out. I won't be able to find it.
I'm loud over here.
Well, odd job.
Or a job.
You guys say that every time.
Well, it's true. Although I think you're more Oddjob than Trunlow.
I could use vicious mockery. Let's
Go for that.
Yeah, run away, you lose.
You loser, Pansy! Run away!
I've been pissed all day and then frickin' Tolan punches me awake.
Unfortunate.
Well, I'm glad you came back, Celeste.
Vicious mockery. So I'm just gonna yell, "You piece of shit! Get back here, you scallywag!"
Oh.
Scallywag.
Oh.
And
Wow.
he must roll a wisdom saving.
You better roll
That's the one.
So, alright.
He breaks down crying in his own spot.
He takes 2 psychic damage and will have disadvantage on his next attack.
That works. That works.
Now Desmond killed him.
Kill them all.
Just go like this. Hold the chair, then reach down.
So much work. Alright. Can I do this? Too bad.
He has not used a single weapon in this fight.
Good for you. Ooh. That's not good.
That's not good for her. Oh well.
So I guess what?
Alright. That is Norvar's turn.
Indeed.
It is now
The bandit.
Bandit's go.
Desmond.
Desmond. It's right there. He's gonna take his attack. Gonna miss. Gonna take the attack of opportunity. Miss. Roll of saving throw. Fucking 9. God damn it. Desmond is our new friend.
Has Desmond been hurt at all?
This guy's got mad movement going on.
I dashed. Oh, okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Over here.
Alright, we need to kill him now, or else he's
So has Desmond been hurt at all?
he took
Yes, he got hit by
2
the dog.
damage from me.
He actually got hit by the dog. He didn't take damage from you.
At all.
No, I don't think he took damage from you because Desmond was over here.
Desmond was right in front of me when I cast.
Oh, it didn't take his damage from him then, which means he's free. He's no longer rolled a natural 20.
I'm sorry.
Good job.
Natural 20 to break bond after rolling such shit.
You dumbass!
I wanted to use him as a human shield so I could kill the other guy. Now I'm not taking bad damage.
Unless
So he wouldn't have attacked, so nothing happened there, so he would just run 2 and see. Well, I'm sorry, Captain, I didn't. You'll get yours later, son. No, no.
He did murdered 3 of his friends.
basically
Going back to
Disappears.
like poof.
Yep. So she looks back at you. Says it's safe. Goes like this. Reaches into her sleeve. Goes like this. And as she finishes her moves, she disappears.
Okay.
She used the instant transmission technique.
Was that Dragon Ball Z, boy?
I don't know what Dragon Ball.
So she is disappeared. You have no idea where she is.
Go ahead.
But you can kind of hear.
That was great.
So that's their go. Dog.
I had lightning bolt. Oh, it's not a fire. It's a road. Yeah. Fire.
Can they see that?
No.
Here, grab your stuff and I'll just slide this.
You actually have to slide this way.
I mean, I can just do.
Oh no!
Can't lift it, just slide.
What's the range on thrown daggers?
20, 60. 20 close, 60 within 20 to 60 with disadvantage.
Well, minimum is 20, max 60. But that gives you disadvantage.
I need. Who's got dark vision here?
Me.
Me.
Oh boy. There. Too far though. You're right there. Dark vision with light behind you. Here's a circle.
Right there.
I picked up just because it's easy for me to mark distances. That's 40. 40 feet away, so you'd probably not be able to see that.
How is he away from whom?
Went from Norvar. Dark vision's only 80 feet, right?
60.
60? Yeah.
I mean, if we were to drop, after hours, that would be even further.
So now the next person up is Toblick.
I think there's a race to dark vision that's like 120 feet or something.
Yeah, deep gnomes.
Oh yeah, deep gnome, yeah.
I don't actually know the other name.
Dorkar?
No. The dark gnomes, the deep gnomes' other name.
Oh, deep gnomes, not deep dwarf.
No. Because they start with an SV and then it's a whole bunch of consonants. But let's read somebody's English. Yeah, anyways, Dublin.
Joblin.
So they're like straight gone, basically.
Pretty close. You can barely see them because there's obfuscation with the trees. You kind of know which direction they're heading. They're heading towards the road. You kind of have a feeling that they're trying to F off at this point.
Can I just like throw a wild Eldritch Blast?
Sure.
To
Roll
try to-
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, you good?
I think he's angry at you.
I spent an hour trying to divvy it.
God.
Was that an hour?
Yep.
Oh wait, what is? I'm looking for this one. Oh,
Guys,
oh.
I hate to cut this off, but I really need to get some sleep.
Brian, we have 8 more minutes before your birthday. We have to make it all the way.
Well, then we wrap this up in 8 minutes because I need to go to sleep.
That is fair.
15.
15?
You'll get 10 and not a minute higher.
No, that was what I rolled.
Yeah. Yes, that misses. So, all right, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Closer, or just gonna let them?
Just gonna let them.
All right. All right. It is then. Torla.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let off at 10%.
Okay. All right. Skywatcher. You're right here. If you saw him go this way.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
There's no way you're gonna get that. Joe also is on
Damn it. Alright, let him go.
Okay. There's so far one body recoverable.
Yes. The other one is just ashes.
The other one's lost. Alright. So, Dave, that's your turn. Back to the top of the round. It's Isaac. You want to just still hold? You wanna throw in-
Yeah, I don't have enough stuff to really do much of anything, and nobody's in range either, even if I double.
Okay. So, you're done, Norvar.
Done.
All right. Then it's their turn. They disappear, and then you hear. Apparently, they had horses a little out of the way. That's how they snuck up on you. A couple of perception checks didn't see the dust cloud of them running down the mountain.
It appears as though we found some women for Isaac.
So they have disappeared. She
She's a
reappeared and disappeared as well. So Desmond, Claire, and the captain and the dog all made it away.
Unfortunate.
That fucking dog.
Way to go, guys.
You
I
know
would like
who?
the corpse and see if it has any armor on it.
Leather armor.
Kinda not.
Kind of cut up a little bit, so it's not seen the best of days, but there's leather armor.
I'm gonna take it.
Way too small for you.
Hey guys, you know who didn't make it?
You're a Goliath.
Yeah, man.
Guys, you know who didn't make it? The person who hit me.
No touch. Bad touch. So you're gonna go ahead and loot him. Do you want to roll an investigation check real quick for me?
Yeah.
3!
You find 2 gold pieces.
It makes it for breakfast. So.
I will also roll to make sure he didn't miss anything. And let's see. That would be a 7.
He got the 2 gold pieces.
Okay, just had to make sure.
He's got a scimitar. It's kind of beat up, kind of old.
Nah, I'll take my axe every day.
Okay.
I still got that +1 damage. Okay, so we're going there next.
So you effectively are out of combat. You have 1 dead body and a pile of dust.
Not sure how they're gonna buy the pile of dust, but
I don't know what you're gonna do with the body anyway.
You don't want to know.
Gross. The next couple of hours pass, and
We all take a long rest.
anyone want to keep watch?
that was my job. I was taking last watch.
All right, so
Now I know I should do it again. Second watch. And for the whole world to see.
yeah, that was yeah, nothing happens, but you didn't see anything. You
Yeah.
just kind of zoned out into the fire.
Nothing happens and you saw all of it.
So
I'll take mine.
say
I'm not gonna need it.
2 minutes.
you had an uneventful rest of the evening after they left. You fought valiantly. The last couple of people were looking relatively beat up and bloody. They had to get out of there as fast as possible.
This is ridiculous. I make a tank and I can't get into combat. What is wrong with this?
You can basically move 40 feet whenever I want now. We have inverse problems. Because anytime I cast a level 1 or higher spell, I can fly and
Oh, right.
without any sort of penalty. And then also move.
Board.
Oh,
Maybe
you
you
use
should
one of
get.
these?
Maybe you should be
What?
a paladin
Use
with
one of
roller
these.
skates.
Oh, you have a little laser. How nice. Adventurers Guild Imports.
Ryan, you're older in 60 seconds.
And before we get to that,
Should we at least give a crash course on our characters very quickly for our viewers?
I don't know, because it kind of looks like he's taking everything.
I think.
Just take my camera
Yeah, he's
down.
just getting the camera now. We don't need the camera.
Sure.
You guys want to give an introduction to your characters to anyone who's not
May I make a suggestion?
Hmm.
Can we do
here
it?
next time?
Yeah, do it at the beginning of the next one instead of right now when
Yeah, good point.
people are trying to go to bed.
Sleeping about.
30 seconds.
Happy birthday, Ryan!
Happy
Happy birthday, Ryan!
Thank
You are
Jeremy.
old
On that
as
note,
Happy birthday to Isaac. That's a big moment.
It is Isaac's birthday.
thank you, gentlemen. And on that note, I must bid you all good night.
Don't be a Desmond and kill your friends.
So be it. Yes.
Desmond the Mover.
How did I get here?
How did I get here?
I don't
How
know.
did I get here? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm here either. Or how I got here.
We didn't even get to a mod.
No.
So if you want, I can bring more of these miniatures next time because this is just one box of 3.
Alright, Mac, you want to sign?
I wouldn't mind that because
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you so much for the stream. Absolutely. Thank you for coming by, Celeste. And we typically play on Fridays starting around 7:30 or 8, so if you want to come by for the next one, I'm sure that Lucas or Isaac will definitely be sending you the link next time. But if you would like to follow, feel free to do that as well. Yeah, I greatly appreciate everybody coming out, hanging out, and just wanted to say you're amazing, stay wonderful, remember that you're beautiful, handsome, and loved. Bye!